World PGTI. This is day 4 of the Boulder Classic, and all eyes and all conversations are essentially going to be around one man by the name of Shubhanker Sharma, who at the moment appears to be running away with the title. My name is Preeti Dahiya, and of course, we are talking about day 4 of the Boulder Classic. Shubhanker entered the final day at 20 under, having built a 7-stroke lead over his nearest rivals, the likes of Rashid Khan, Angad Cheema, and Vishesh Sharma, and at the moment, he seems to be in total control. So let's get the conversation started. Joining me now is Nikhil Kalan. He is the media head of PGTI. And Nikhil, like I said, all conversations are going to be revolving around this one man, Shubhanker Sharma. What a fabulous lead when you enter the final day of the tournament.
That's right. Good morning, Preeti.
Good morning.
And what a lovely day today. As compared to yesterday,
Yes.
we have the wind which is up today. And Shubhanker Sharma maintaining his lead, 7-shot lead, 2 under through the first 5 holes. And it remains to be seen whether anybody can catch up with him today. So let's see how it goes. We'll be talking more about Shubhanker, I'm sure.
I'm sure, because, he is the man of the hour, like we've been saying since yesterday, actually. Day 3 also belonged to Shubhanker Sharma. So, Nikhil, is it fair to say that Shubhanker is one of DP World PGTI's iconic players for the sport, and he's also a great person to have on the field after 4 years? He is helping to create the buzz around the tournament and also keeping the youth brigade very excited on the circuit.
Absolutely, Preeti, that's right. There's a great buzz around this tournament as we are here at the Boulder Hills Golf and Country Club for the first time, the DP World PGTI making its debut at a new venue. And Shubhanker has got, the buzz going, one of India's leading players. He's done so much at the international level. He's played all the 4 majors. He has the best finish among Indians at the British Open, a tied 8th few years back.
Yeah.
And, of course, 2 titles on the DP World Tour and 6 on the DP World PGTI. But he's looking to break that long title drought. So let's see. There's a lot of excitement going among the youngsters. Also, he's been interacting with a lot of young players on our tour. So a lot to look forward to them. For them too.
Right, Nikhil, in fact, that's what I wanted to talk about next. We are unleashing new set of stars here with PGTI. The sport needs its big stars to flourish as well. Let's just talk about how DP World PGTI is planning to produce new stars, or, these icons like Shubhanker, as we've seen in this particular tournament.
Absolutely. We are staging big prize money events. The tour is growing year on year. We had unprecedented growth last year, 34 events worth prize money more than 35 crores. We also had a developmental tour called the Next Gen. So that's how you create pathways and you produce champions. And we had a new Order of Merit champion last year in Yuvraj Sandhu, who won a record 7 titles. He's gone on to represent India on the DP World Tour. And this year we are seeing some influx of young blood, teenagers this year with the likes of Kartik Singh, Pritish Singh, Karayat also making their debut, and a young 15-year-old Arjun Veer Shishir. So that just tells you the kind of talent that is coming through, and they'll all be inspired by the presence of Shubhanker here.
That's correct. In fact, now that you've already started naming some of the other star players in the field here, let's talk about the other star attractions who are also fighting here at the Boulder Classic, including some of Shubhanker's close friends and also his contemporaries. Let's talk about the likes of Angad Cheema, Ajitesh Sandhu, Rashid Khan. Do you think this chasing pack can really put up some fight now, or is it too late already?
Well, it'll definitely make it interesting, because at the moment it looks like Shubhanker is running away with it, but there are some very established names right behind him, including Rashid Khan, who's a 2-time international winner. He's a mercurial player capable of shooting a very low number on any given day. And of course you have Angad Cheema, who's been in prime form, especially last year. He's won multiple titles last year, and he can also be a contender going ahead. It'll be interesting to see what happens on the next few holes. That can be the deciding factor. And Vishesh Sharma, the youngster from Hyderabad, as he mentioned, sleeping in his own bed, going back home, that's a big advantage. Maybe he can work some magic going ahead. He's just 19 years old.
That's right, and he was mighty impressive on day 3. We even spoke about him in our post-show yesterday. But now that Nikhil has already named some of the contenders in the pack today, let's take a look at the groups which are going to be in focus, and let's put them out for you. In match number 7, we have Mohammad Azhar, once again a local lad from Hyderabad, Tanapat Pichaikul from Thailand, and Hani Bisoya. That's match number 7, Nikhil.
Yes, that's right. And Hani Besoya, don't forget him. He set the course record in round 2 with an 8 under 64, which was matched by Shubhankar in round 3. Hani is a winner this year. We won't count him out as yet.
Definitely not. Let's take a look at who all are the golfers in match number 8. We have Saptak Talwar, Ajitesh Sandhu. We have spoken about him. We've also spoken plenty about this young lad from Hyderabad, Vishesh Sharma.
That's right. A winner this year, Saptak Talwar, also the Order of Merit leader, the DP World PGTI Order of Merit leader in prime form. He's set to go back to the Hotel Planner Tour and play a few events there. He's fared really well, and he's going to be a major contender for the #1 spot this year. So the audiences get to see him in action too today.
Yes, and in match number 9, the viewers are going to see these 3 golfers in action: Rashid Khan, Angad Cheema, Shubhankar Sharma, of course, the leader at the moment as we look at the leaderboard. But a word in really on the likes of Rashid and Angad Cheema. They have done their fair bit to create the buzz and the competition around Shubhankar.
Absolutely, they are established players, winners, and as I earlier mentioned, Rashid Khan is a 2-time international winner. He's won 14 times overall. He's represented India at the Asian Games. He's a multiple-time DP World PGTI Order of Merit champion. He holds the record of winning the Order of Merit title 3 times on the PGTI, so he's capable of working some magic today.
All right, so these are the 3 groups in focus today. We will be getting you all the latest action that is coming in from these groups and a lot more. But once again, let's shift our focus to Shubhankar Sharma. He is, Nikhil, a regular on DP World Tour, but essentially competing against the world's best must have given him some sort of an edge and put him in a great mental state. How do you read that?
Absolutely. He's been competing on the international stage, especially on the DP World Tour for the last 8 or 9 years, and he will definitely have that edge, having rubbed shoulders with the best in the world, especially at the majors. He's played 7 majors, not to forget, all 4 majors he's appeared in, and the best finish by an Indian at the British Open, which is one of the toughest majors, the biggest field, tough conditions, link style courses. Played around England, Scotland, the British Isles, and he's excelled over there. He's performed well, so you know what kind of stuff he's made of.
Well, that's right. In fact, when you are playing around the world, you get exposed to different sort of conditions. They really, prepare you for all sorts of challenges which come ahead. But here in Hyderabad, the challenges are different. The weather conditions are different. So let's take a quick look at the weather report for the day. How does it look like for our golfers in action on day 4 at the Boulders Classic? If we talk about the temperature, it's just 1 degree less from yesterday, stands at 38 degrees Celsius. Humidity is also 1% point less than yesterday. It's at 23%. Wind speed is 10 kilometers per hour. I am not complaining, Nikhil, about the wind speed. The light breeze is actually perhaps going to help our golfers as well.
Absolutely. This is a welcome change as compared to yesterday. And, it's the humidity which saps the players. You remember Visakhapatnam on the coast. It was the humidity which was sapping the players, which really takes a toll on you. But the golfers don't mind the heat as long as it is dry heat. And we are inland here in Telangana, in Hyderabad. And it's not that bad considering we are in the second half of April now.
That's right.
But the wind, definitely a welcome change for the players today.
For the players, for us as well. And Nikhil, if we talk about the Boulders Classic, it is once again a new tournament in the DP World PGTI roster. It has been a grand success. This really underlines the DP World PGTI's efforts to really expand the game to new territories. I want to pick your thoughts on that.
Absolutely. Like I mentioned in yesterday's show as well, it's a new venue. We strive to keep exploring new venues on the tour that gives the players more opportunities to play, creates more platforms, and also gives them a taste of varied conditions, which helps them finally when they go on to the international stage. And this course is also different. It's got penalty areas on either side of the fairways. You have to be very precise off the tee, and the greens are playing to a green speed of 11 which are matching international standards. And as you can see, we are in the Deccan Plateau, as they call it in Urdu, Dakkan. We are in the heart of the Deccan Plateau, and the natural features being part of this course, the boulders, the undulations, the ups and downs, that all contributes to the uniqueness of this course.
And I think all the golfers also really look forward to all these unique challenges that each and every golf course brings with it. We're also displaying for you the leaderboard, the top 10 golfers that you can see at the Boulders Classic for now, as we are looking forward to day four's action. Shubhankar is clearly the leader there, Nikhil, but before I let you go, I want you to once again take a guess. Tell us the margin with which he will win, or do you think he could still get some twist in the tail?
Well, anything can happen in sport and in golf. It's just a matter of one hole. If plans go wrong or someone gives a real charge, pushes ahead behind Shubhankar. But all in all, seems unlikely. Shubhankar in a very strong position at the moment. He started off well. He's maintaining his lead. I will not guess the margin as yet, but the odds are stacked heavily in favor of Shubhankar, I would say.
Well, I wish I could get a number out of Nikhil there on the margin, but then it's a risky territory. You never know, because we're talking about a sport here. But that's all we had time for in this pre-show edition for you. Thank you so much, Nikhil. But as we wrap up, I'm going to once again take you to our commentators in the com box. Shaurya Singh, Rahul Bajaj and Rahul Banerjee are waiting to take you through the action.
Thank you, Preeti, and thank you, Nikhil. Welcome to the live telecast of this inaugural Boulders Classic tournament here at the Boulder Hills Golf and Country Club in the heart of Hyderabad, the city of pearls. I'm Rahul Bajaj, joined alongside by my co-commentator Rahul Banerjee, as well as Shaurya Singh. As we move into the day's play, Shubhankar Sharma, who was the day 3 leader, leads the way at 22 under par. 2 birdies on the scorecard already through the first 6 holes. Rashid Khan trying to find some form there and is currently 2 under par through the first 6 holes as well. Playing alongside Shubhankar is at 15 under par. He's the nearest competitor right now to Sharma. Young Vishesh Sharma from Hyderabad also coming in with 1 birdie on hole number 5 and is currently at 14 under par. And so is Chandigarh's Angad Chima. Ajitesh Sandhu keeping it slow and steady at 1 under par and 13 under par for the tournament. As we move into the day's proceedings, there are some players down under that leaderboard also who are trying to really make a charge of their own. Mohammad Azhar with an eagle on hole number 5 has actually moved to 12 under at 6th position. Ravi Kumar with 3 birdies has moved to 11 under par. Divyanshu Bajaj with a lone birdie on number 6th, also at 11 under par, along with Thai Tanapat and Saptak Talwar from Delhi. And Mr. Banerjee, as we get into the day's proceedings, we take a first look here now at Vikrant Chopra. What do you think is going to be happening over here? I did predict that 21-22 is what it looks like as a winning score, but certainly Shubhankar has the penchant of proving us wrong and everyone else around him. And what do you think are we looking at over here as the competition and the day goes forward? You've got 7 shots gap between the two. Do you think anything's going to become interesting, just like Preeti was asking, just taking that question from her? And you think that we are going to see something getting very interesting going into this back nine? We've got 12 holes to go.
First of all, a very warm welcome to all our viewers around the world, wherever you are. And as Rahul and Preeti and Nikhil have brought you up to speed already, so Vikrant Chopra piping his drive down the center of the fairway. Yes, look at it this way, Rahul. We are barely midway through the first 9 holes on championship day. And Shubhankar has already added 2 shots to his overnight lead, which means he's now 7 up, even though others around him are trying to make a charge. But he came into today with such an advantage that, it's going to be very hard for, and we'll wait for Ravi Kumar to tee off on hole number 10. Again, right down the center of the fairway. Didn't look quite happy with what he had done, though he did follow the ball like a little anxiously to start with.
Well, there we've got a playing partner, Kshitij Naved Kaul, the unmistakable figure. 6 under par currently for the tournament is Kshitij, a very strong competitor in the field.
For his age, he has already achieved a fair amount. He's a 5-time winner already on the DP World PGTI. He's a long hitter. Nice language. In the days he catches fire, this young man is capable of doing big things. Kshitij, he's proved it in the past.
We've seen him come in several times on tough courses, also putting up some really good charges. In fact, the charge that he put up at Zion Hills last year was absolutely fantastic. That victory, I think, was one of the finest that we have been able to witness here on live television.
And mind you, that was the first time almost everybody in the PGTI was playing that course as an 18 hole. It was just, I think it was the first or the ladies' tour had played it just before. So it was for the first time the men were playing on it. And like you said, that final day charge was quite astounding. Yeah. So what it basically turns out today will, by the looks of it and by whatever little we understand of the game, is that it's going to be a battle for the the second and third spots on the podium, because Shubhankar is away, he's off and running. He's looking the most relaxed I have seen him for a very long time, and I think the scores are a reflection of that, because he is really very very focused. And he said after yesterday that there were a couple of blips in his game, but overall he's quite he was quite happy with the way he came back from those little sort of setbacks.
And Thangaraja from Sri Lanka, from just off the green here on hole number 9. Looks like he's trying to chip this one in. He's got the flag out. Look for this ball to come from the left to the right. There seems to be a fair amount of break from there. And yep, slightly weak and slightly on the low side. And Thangaraja would have a little 2-footer remaining for his par. Not quite happy with that attempt, and quite the emotion that I've usually never seen from Thangaraja. Usually a very happy-go-lucky type of a person, but of course, golf can get the better of you on certain days. Divyanshu Bajaj from Calcutta trying to get the line using the plumb bob method, letting that putter hang from the chest. And Anshul Kaptial also coming up from just off the green on the 9th.
Bump and run, but not as close to the pin as you would have. Today, this green speeds are a little below what they were. It was 11.3 yesterday, and it's 11 today. Oh, it's the same, pretty much. But obviously, players are anticipating a bit more of a roll, because Anshul's ball stayed good about 5-6 feet away, short of the flag.
I think a bit of that uphill that probably he did not really take into account. It's an interesting hole here, the 9th hole. Like we spoke yesterday, every hole here at the Boulder Hills has been nicknamed, and this one is called the Creek because it's got a creek right in the middle of the fairway, and thereafter, and the creek is about what looks like is about 250 odd yards to fly from the back of the tees, and then the creek sort of goes into a water hazard. So the hole is shaped as a dog leg. So I implore you all, if you truly want to see the depiction of this, just move into boulderhills.in, their website, and check out the graphical depiction of these slight dog leg. I think after a drive, the players would be left with a wedge shot, and pretty sure most of the players are hitting a driver and then a wedge in. And Divyanshu Bajaj now with the claw grip. It appears to be a birdie putt to me. And gave it a good whack for sure. Almost running out of green there.
This is what I think the flag looks to be in a little bit of a slightly higher position than from the rest of the green around it. At least this portion of the green, and the ball ran on a little bit more. We saw Thanga's ball come up short and break away. So it's not the easiest. The beauty of this course, Rahul, is from the day we've been watching this, is the way the greens are so evenly greened, and barely a patch to be seen here. And even the best of courses over 4 days, you do tend to see some bare patches emerge, but this course has really, the Boulder Hills Golf and Country Club has presented an absolute picture on all 4 days of competition. Pretty much even green speeds all the way through. Divyanshu was still pondering why his ball overran the target by that much.
Well, conditions this week have been absolutely fantastic, and players have been enjoying that. The weather conditions have been hot, of course. Dry heat of the region has been prevalent, but players have thoroughly enjoyed the 11 stimp meter on the greens, beautiful greens, and it's a testament when players are able to see putts and hold them. It's a testament to how good the greens are really rolling. And we have seen lots and lots of birdies, and that also goes to show the good play that we have experienced and we've seen over here this week at the Boulders Classic, being played here for a prize purse of 1 crore rupees. Divyanshu Bajaj for par. And makes a solid run there, and Divyanshu Bajaj would stick around with that 1 under par score for the day and 11 under for the tournament. Beautiful, strong hit putt there by Divyanshu.
Shanshul Kapthial up next. He would certainly want to make up for that slightly weak chip on. Left himself with about 5 feet, 5.5, 6 feet to go. Not the best. Certainly wanted to have done better, but young man with plenty of ability and talent. Currently just outside the top 10, where he's by himself in 11th place on 10 under par. As Shubhanker Sharma continues to lead.
Kaptial has gotten off to a bit of a slow start, and unfortunately, that'll be another drop shot for young Anshul Kaptial. Nevertheless, the players would now move into the back nine, and lots of action still remains to be seen here at the Boulder Hills Golf and Country Club. I'll look here now at Vikrant Chopra, one of the few broomstick putters that are remaining, except, of course, Akshay Bhatia. Well, seems like a bit of an overread for Vikrant. The 10th hole is called the Royal Palm, perhaps because of the number of palm trees that it's flanked by on either side of the fairway. A dogleg to the left. This hole, a par 4, 416 yards. And, run out at about 330 yards, straight into some boulders, and then there is no line to be found after that. So players would try to keep it about 280 to 300 yards off the tee and then get their wedge shots in. And of course, we saw that the greens are really receptive this week, so that makes attacking flag locations quite the possibility. Ravi Kumar.
I think the scores, Rahul, certainly are a reflection of what the point you just made, that the greens have been very receptive. We've very rarely seen the ball just, go off the dance floor as we wait for Ravi to close this hole out. Keeping it on the low side, just on the foot to clean up. Yeah, this is one of several interesting holes on this course, Rahul. It's really beautiful design, as we heard Preeti and Nikhil also mentioned a little while ago. And just having a look at
Kshitij Naved coming up from the right side of the flag here on the 10th. The pin today on this hole is 15 in and 5 from the right. So he's definitely flirting with the low side with his second shot. See if we can flirt a little bit better with the hole there with this birdie attempt.
Just once again, the ball sting just on the low side. But I think that the players can trust both the roll and the speed on the greens, Rahul. You can see scores of 22 under already, and you were setting a number. I think we'll probably end up somewhere in the high 20s by the time we are done. Shubhankar is on a roll, certainly.
Well, Shubhankar, as we speak, has made birdies in hole number 2, which is a par 4, and he's made birdies on both the par 5s, number 5 as well as number 7, to move to 23 under par. He is now 8 shots clear of the second player, who is Rashid Khan, at 15 under par. And at this point in time, I do not think there is any doubt. But what I'm really interested in is to see how many more birdies can he really make out there, and what is the total number that he's going to finish for 72 holes, and perhaps set a benchmark there. Because being the first tournament that is happening on this venue, it's set a benchmark here. So the next tournament that happens, let's see if someone else can come around and beat that number again.
Boy, believe me, it's going to be a very, very high mark, a very high number. We're already at 23 under and counting, with 11 holes to go for the lead group. And a clean card so far by Shubhankar, 3 under for the day, 23 under for the tournament. As you can see, Rashid Khan 15 under is his closest person. Now 8 shots behind. Angad Chima 14 under par, Ajitesh Sandhu and Vishesh Sharma, the young teenager from Hyderabad, on 13 under. And this gives you a good look of not just the course, but also the creek and the water bodies that Rahul was mentioning. The fairways maybe are wide, but it does require you to place the ball in the right places, like we saw in hole number 9 and hole number 10. If you're on the left side of the fairway, you're going to be faced with a lot of trouble. So finding the right spots to pick your second and third shots from is critical, and which obviously Shubhankar is doing really well. He may not be very familiar with the course, but whatever time he has spent on it, he's maximized in terms of finding good areas to land the ball off the tee.
Oh, absolutely. And that aerial view certainly was scintillating. And, when I was just going through the course book that they have, this graphical depiction on their website, each hole has a little bit of dogleg to it. Each hole has got this one side allows them a leeway to miss it on. So, that's a very good characteristic of a golf course, actually. So one side is trouble, one side players are allowed a leeway to hit to. And that's very helpful in making aggressive golf swings. And one of the things that on this 9th hole that I just noticed, Mr. Banerjee, as the camera was a little far away, lovely graphical depiction right there. You can see the dogleg from the left to the right on this hole with that water hazard, which is flanked onto the right side of the fairway. So if you take this angle from the left side, you notice how much of an uphill it is from the front portion of the green, from the front edge till the flag location. And that's perhaps why we saw Anshul Kaptial probably not being able to get that golf ball to release as much as he wanted it to. Nice putt here by Thanapat. The first look at Thailand's Thanapat Pichaikul, who's at 11 under par for the tournament. 1 birdie so far on that scorecard, and he too has the broomstick. Seems like it's back in fashion. It seemed like this team decided the colors beforehand, is it?
Certainly color coordinated the 2 of the 3 so far we've seen. Very fetching green and matches the greenery all around. I mean, it's amazing. This is the Deccan Plateau, as Nikhil mentioned. But the amount of greenery that this course presents is quite astonishing. Hani Basoya for birdie.
He seems to have run that by gladly past the hole. And as we were discussing about the Deccan Plateau, so was Nikhil mentioning. We were in fact discussing it just before the commentary started for the day, and so the soil in this region is actually hard soil. It is primarily red sandy soil, and that kind of makes the course also hard. So what that does is that's the reason you've been seeing the golf ball, rolling so much once it drops onto the fairways. 40 degrees temperature, so the fairways will tend to dry up at least as the day goes on, even if they are watered beforehand. So you would see the ball releasing a fair bit. Unfortunately, a horseshoe for Honey Besoya. So and you mentioned, Mr. Banerjee, that there's a certain name of the soil of the region.
It's called red laterite, if I remember my geography lessons from school, but that was a very, very, very long time ago. But I think that's what it is. It's basically the rock, when it breaks up, it creates this hard soil. A local boy, Mohammad Azhar, cleaning up, stays on 12 under par. And certainly the two Hyderabad boys and the two Hyderabad players are the upper half of the leaderboard, more than holding their own, both in tied fourth place, Vishesh Sharma and Mohammad Azhar. I think doing their city proud, making the most of local conditions. Azhar, a little more experience at age 33, and Vishesh at 19.
On the ninth tee now, Ajitesh Sandhu, who's strutting around slowly but steadily. Currently 1 under par for the day, 13 under for the tournament. This is good information. If any golfer who's traveling out to play at a new course, if you know what the lay of the land there is, you can kind of prepare for how much roll can you expect from the ground, how much of spin can you expect from the ground. So it can be quite beneficial to understand these things. Vishesh Sharma, young Vishesh Sharma, local lad, putting up a fantastic show this week. 13 under par for the tournament currently, a tie for fourth position. Strong golf swing there by Vishesh. Right in the middle of the fairway.
This is another hole, Rahul, where you mentioned earlier. This, all of them have, most of the longer holes have a little bit of a tweak left and right. So again, like we mentioned, finding the right area to put your drive in is critical. I think Ajitesh was a little astray, but young Vishesh Sharma has hammered it down the center.
One of the things that I have thoroughly enjoyed when I used to play tournament golf was every place used to have their own specialty of food. And I used to thoroughly enjoy doing that. So for me, Hyderabad was always about Hyderabadi biryani and the halim. And, it's just every city, in fact, if I was going to Pune or Bombay, one would always be thinking about the vada pavs and the pohas. And Mohammad Azhar, he is at home this week, so he's having biryani every day. And yes, that biryani is making him pound that golf ball way ahead of his playing partners. Honey Besoya now. Big hitter of the golf ball himself is Honey. Winner at the Qutub Golf Course just a few months ago. Has also played a fair bit on the Asian Tour.
Again, I think Honey has done the right thing. He needs to be on the right, to the right of the fairway. Left, you bring a lot of trees into play. So staying to the right is just the perfect way to go to get off the tee on this hole, which he has done very well.
I think a good drive would allow the players to, get themselves into an attacking position for this flag location. It's only 15 in from the front, slightly towards the right. And, I think a prudent play would be about maybe 6 feet left of the hole and maybe a couple of feet short. Anshul Kaptial seems to have put himself in a fairly good position.
certainly making a statement with his apparel, nice, lovely, bright pink. He's a young man, taking his time over what doesn't want to give anything back to the course than he already has today. This came in a little too hot, Rahul.
Yeah. Now he's looking at a downhill, a right to left putt to finish this hole. (7,159-yard golf course. This golf course here, the Boulder Hills. There you go, and it's been a busy season so far here at the DP World PGTI, and players after this tournament here at the Boulder Hills Golf Club in Hyderabad moved to Classic Golf and Country Club in Gurugram, again for a prize purse of 1 crore rupees for the DP World Players Championship. Another superb golf course to be competing at. Get back on the 9th hole. Back here with Ajitesh Sandhu. Sandhu seems like he is putting in some work into his golf swing. It seems like he's really looking at some of the changes, being very meticulous about them during his practice pre-shot routine.
He's just overhit the flag and in the bunker. Wind is certainly more brisk than it was at this time yesterday, Rahul. Yes, very good. But at the same time, you do have that lurking water body, which is part of that creek, and so keeping it, you have to, I think, go for it.
Not finding Talwar now.
Sorry, what I was going to say was not finding the green is not an option here.
Saplak Talwar just on the left edge of the green. There is a fair amount of headwind, as you can tell from the flag, and it certainly looks more than 10 kmph of wind now. As you were mentioning, probably has gone up to about 14 or 15. No, the water hazard is much closer to the green than it actually appears on the graphical representation. Perhaps the reason why we're seeing the players favoring a bit more towards the left side. Let's see. Young Vishesh Sharma is going to take on this flag. They're taking a bit longer than usual. We're still trying to find the golf ball.
It's to the right of the flag, Rahul. I think he's done a good job of. Also, I must commend. We had a very good pan of the hazard as you were talking about it. So, the camera just worked its way across the pond and gave like he's doing now. So viewers have a very good idea of exactly what Rahul has been talking to you about, that sort of danger that lurking water presents.
A brilliant tee shot over here on hole number 11, downhill par 3, the 11th hole. It's a case of being a good judge of the downhill and finding the right yardage. Thailand's Thanapat on our screens, playing hole number 10. It's a absolutely stiffed it here, these players in this group, Mohammad Azhar, Tanapat and Hani.
Those two were not golf shots, Rahul. They were darts. Look at how absolutely spot on they were with the approach. Beautiful. Ajitesh having to come out of the beach, playing safe, I think, with the headwind and the water, the combination of the two, plus the fact that he had gone a little bit further to the right of the tee than he would have liked. So having to play a little bit of catch up here. But he's a fine player and vastly experienced. The Nation Tour winner as well. Interesting to see what he has also got to cater for the wind, and it's going the other way. Plus, the green seems to be falling off towards the water.
Yes, he has short-sighted himself, though. He needs to employ a lot of spin on this shot. There's way less room to work with. A fine job of employing that spin has been done by Ajitesh Sandhu, giving himself just about 4 feet past the hole for a par. We have our order of merit leader currently, Saptak Talwar, who has played 5 tournaments this year here on the DP World PGTI, won 1 tournament and made a top 10 in all 4 tournaments that he made a cut in. Currently leading the way with a prize purse earning of 75,80,000 rupees. That was Hani Besoya trying to chip it in, and good effort at that. And as it would have it, sometimes golf is such a funny game. Honey's actually chipped it further away than where Azhar and Tanapat have hit their second shots. Vishesh Sharma also with that unmistakable pre-shot routine that he has for his putting. His putt will break a lot from the right to the left. Ani Vesoya has cleaned up beautifully on the 10th. And stays up on the high side. Still got some work remaining. Vishesh has run that about 4 or 5 feet past the hole.
That was a little unusual, considering that he knows the course so well. He plays a lot of his golf here. Saptak Talwar in line for a birdie, coming off the fringe. So a bit of a chat with his caddy just to make sure he knows which way the ball is going to break and how much.
His caddy is Babu. Babu is a caddy from Bangalore and has been caddying for various professionals over the past many a years. If I'm not wrong, he's probably been on the professional circuits for nearly 15 or maybe even 20 years. Very experienced caddy is Babu. Saptak, this putt should break from the left to the right and going slightly uphill. An absolute misread by me, ladies and gentlemen. That putt broke from the right.
He obviously had a good measure of it, Rahul. I mean, look at what he literally pinged it in and off the edge. Good effort, all said and done. This is really a brave putt. Something he had to go for. He needs to make a move because at the top of the order, of course, we have our overnight leader, Shubhanker Sharma, running away with things.
Vishesh putting for par. Vishesh certainly needs to keep making his pars and maybe drop a couple of birdies here or there and get himself a nice top finish. It's always one of those things, when you're trying to put in a very top finish and you're playing in, one of the leader groups or the penultimate leader group. You've got to really put the pieces down together and get into the habit of doing so. Vijay Sharma, another read from too high a side, and seems like too high a side of a putt and didn't really break at all.
Saptak's putt should have given him an idea of what it was like to putt from this side of the pin, but maybe he thought it would break a little bit more than it actually did.
Also, if you noted, he did hit the ball past the hole, and like they say, it's always better to hit it past the hole. The reason for that is that when the ball is moving past the hole, you get a chance to see how the ball is going to react on that side, so that when you're coming back, you're actually doing half the work to read the line. Sandhu doing all the work to make that putt, and lovely up and down there from that bunker on the left side of this hole. Ajitesh Sandhu would stick around with a clean scorecard on that front nine, move in to the back nine at 13 under par for the tournament. Shubhankar Sharma staying atop at 23 under par. Down here to the leader group now. Our first look at Shubhankar Sharma, Rashid Khan, and Angad Chima. All the three players staying on top of that leaderboard. 25, 15, and 14 under par, respectively.
A very interesting visual just now, Rahul. Each one of them very, very clear, very easy to define. Shubhankar, Rashid, currently in your picture, the two of them, Rashid in the foreground and Angad off to the left. Each of them has a very distinct physical type, and it's quite arresting. I mean, you look at them and you know instantly who's who. Like it doesn't happen a lot, but in this case, it's certainly true. Shubhankar Sharma, leader,
It helps us.
helps us for sure, and helps the viewers as well. For those who are not too familiar with the players, are or in the process of getting acquainted with them on the DP World PGTI, and Shubhankar making sure he stays well clear of the water.
Yep, he's probably not got the right club there. Maybe didn't catch it enough. Has left it just about 3 or 4 yards short of the green. Angad Chima now. Chima with 2 birdies in that scorecard, 1 drop shot, and the rest pars coming in here on the 9th hole. Pin, like we've seen, is it's in a little bit of a tricky spot actually. We've been seeing most of the players getting quite miffed by it. I think it seems to be easy when you're just viewing it, but when you see over and over again, especially with how much the putts are turning on that whole location and how much they are not, what it appears and what it actually is. It's that whole thing between perception and reality.
This drone shot gives you a good idea what Rahul has been telling you, but you have water almost all the way down on the right, which I think also forces the players, Rahul, to just stay a little further to the left than they probably would like.
Yes, I think that also, this view also really showcased how that left side has a lot of opening for the players. So, you can hit it towards the left side and it go as long as you can. And there's enough room for error on that side of the hole. And talking about errors, Rashid Khan makes none and gives himself an opportunity for a birdie over here. Green in regulation for both Rashid and Angad Chima.
Shubhankar staying just a couple of yards short. He was also the furthest from the green. But it's still a story of catch-up, Rahul. It's Shubhankar's got such a comfortable lead now and a very solid roll, 23 under par, and 3 under for the day is a really good start. Couldn't have asked for anything better. And I think he needs a good result from here. He needs a win. It's been so long since he's picked up a winner's check and a trophy that I'm sure at whatever level you play and however good you are, that W against your name must be a of course, it's a good thing, but for him, it'll probably be as much relief as elation.
Like they say, every win is a good win. And at the end of the day, you're playing here in India. Yes, Shubhankar Sharma certainly plays a lot of his golf internationally now. And this is one of his first few tournaments that we see him in domestically in a very long time. And but it's nice to have him here. It's nice to see him competing right at the top, and it's nice to see his game sort of coming back together. And absolutely, like you said, that a win, no matter where and no matter when, is always helpful. Coming in from the front of that green, let's see if Shubhankar gives it a run for a chip in. As we get that aerial view of the hole, let's take a look now at Shubhankar, the leader, the DP World Tour regular, and comes up just a little bit short of the hole. Very well tap in distance for him as the leader group moves into the 10th hole after this, and they're right at the turn at this moment. Ladies and gentlemen, you now have Shaurya Singh to take over commentary.
So lead group on screen in front of you now. Shubhankar Sharma, 23 under par after 8 completed holes. Rashid Khan, center of the screen now in the pale green, lime green shirt. This is his closest, 15 under, 8 shots behind. And Angad Chima crouched over his ball. Is a further shot back in sole third place.
Good morning to all the lovely viewers. I'm Shaurya joining both the Rahuls in the commentary box, Mr. Rahul Banerjee and Rahul Bajaj. And today we've seen more of the same from where we picked up. Angad Chima, currently at 14 under par on our screens with a birdie attempt. We saw Shubhankar at 20 under par yesterday and had assimilated quite the lead. And he's not done yet. Angad Chima gets underway for this attempt, and that unfortunately goes a begging. Should be able to make the one coming back about 2.5 feet. So all the drama, the intrigue has been blown out of the water. Rahul, I was thinking that today could be, there was an outside chance that one of the contenders could make a run for it on the front nine, but Shubhankar's impeccable play has really taken the air out of the balloon, so to speak.
He's given no one even a sniff of a chance, Shaurya. In fact, Rashid has been the one who's, in whatever little way, tried to keep the pressure on him, but they're pretty much level pegging so far. The gap, in fact, Shubhankar has increased it to 8 shots. Rashid Khan with his putt.
Oh, that's a really good putt by Rashid Khan. Maybe it's not done yet. And that's good to see as well for Rashid Khan to shoot a low number on the final day. A brilliant birdie putt, maybe about 14 feet. Just about coasting into the hole. You want to see him shoot a low number because we've seen that the last day has been one where he has capitulated in the last few attempts. So, of course, it seems that the odds of trying to win this tournament are extremely slim, if any, to be honest, with Shubhankar on song. That shot on the 18th yesterday was like a clarion call when he hit it right next to the flag from such a long distance out. Back to Angad Chima, the player from Chandigarh, multiple winner on tour, very good professional career, really good amateur as well. Still has a lot of golf in him, somewhere in his mid-30s. And cleans up for that on hole number 9, does Angachima. We got the back 9 to play. The back 9 is the one with a little more length, but this week the fairways are baked and the ball is running a lot. So the players are hitting it large distances.
I think there's also if you put the distance the ball is running on the fairways and the receptive greens is a recipe for really low numbers. We'll come to that in a minute. So Rahul Bajaj and I were discussing this just before you came on air, Shaurya. Taking a call on what the final number would be. It's going to be very low, but how low?
Delivering golf anywhere you can imagine. That's smart logistics to a T.
झूलता उछलता है, दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है, आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया, अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया.
Back to the action. Hole number 10. Rashid Khan now on the final 9. It's good to see him make that birdie on the turn. You know, with the way this golf course is playing, I wouldn't put it beyond him to maybe shoot another 5 under on the back 9. We've seen a few players shoot 3, 4 under par. The players who are out. There's also Arjun Sharma who shot a 5 under on that 9. So, never know if he can get to 20 under par, but still, that might be too little, too late. But of course, second place position is also worth a lot. World ranking points, and of course, it's going to help his confidence as he heads on to the Asian Tour. This year, he's been able to secure his card the hard way. So did Shubhanker. Both of these graduates of the qualifying school of DP World Tour and the Asian Tour. So seem to be in fine nick. 29 years of age, already an Arjuna awardee, 8 victories under his belt. The last one being almost, I would say, 8 years ago. But of course, he's been playing really well internationally. Shubhanker Sharma. You know, one thing to note is that swing, the balance, and that's something that I want everybody to take note, especially the amateurs and the juniors, is that power is, to get unbridled power, of course, you need to work at it in the gym, but you can't quite jump out of your shoes and lose your balance. 36 years of age, Angachima, 5 victories. So, seems to be going with the conservative approach, a 3-wood that he's going with. Also, really good swing. I don't know if for all the golfing aficionados, Angachima always reminded me of Sean O'Hare on the PGA Tour. Very similar swing, physicality, and same flamboyance, if I may add, and that's safely in the fairway, working its way back. So Angachima gets underway on the back 9.
The further the right that ball comes, the better it is for Angad, because this is a bit, again, like so many of the holes on this course, a bit of a dog leg, but we'll come to that later. Vishesh.
Oh, Vishesh not having the best of days today. 1 over par, needs to claw back. First 3 days were really good. Doesn't want to give up all that work. And look at that, right on cue. I think that club is godsend for him.
I think he was waiting for you, Shaurya, because up till now he was like missing by literally centimeters. But here you are, you're in the hot seat, and there he is with the hot stick. Superb putt, beautiful.
Yeah, he was, of course, in the team that I was associated with in the league, and yes, very feisty attitude. A little bit like young Sergio Garcia. Not bearing the recent things done at the Masters, but just generally the feisty nature. And look at that polar opposite Ajitesh Sandhu. Cool as a cucumber. Not see a grimace on this man's face. Look at that. All the lines are perfect. And also, if you look at a lot of the Spaniards, they're very emotional players. And that's how Vishesh reminds me a little bit of that. Can blow a little hot and cold, but you need that. You also need that passion because we're not all the same, as I say. Everyone has their unique individuality, and it's always good to see youngsters doing well. I think getting a platform such as this one is really something. Playing the Boulders Classic here at the Boulder Hills Golf Club in Hyderabad, with this tournament offering a prize fund of 1 crore. And somebody's probably made that amount in the last few tournaments is Saptak Talwar. He's been on fire, this man. And showing us more of that Swilken touch. And just about missing it on the lower side. Saptak would remain at 12 under. Mr. Banerjee, what would you say? Of course, it seems that the outcome of the war has been decided, but the battle still ensues, and I think the battle is for second position.
Indeed, it is for the second and third steps on the podium, that's for sure. Because Shubhanker is literally, it's even with 9 holes to go, if he's sitting on an advantage of 7 shots as it stands, 23 under par to Rashid's 16 under, that's a huge cushion in any circumstances, and given the level of golf that we've seen over the last 3.5 days. That's a very, very steep, not a mountain, it's a steep cliff to try and climb. But certainly, and it's good to see Rashid Khan put his head down and really put in the hard yards. He's such a wonderful golfer, and to see him in the struggles that he has seen and gone through in the last few years is difficult for us who follow and love the game. So to see this form and Rashid playing the way he is with the freedom that he is now, it's wonderful. So and look at what the person immediately behind him, another local boy, Muhammad Azhar Hyderabadi. After 11 holes, he's 14 under. So that's in a tie with Angad Chima for the moment for third place.
Now back to the hole that saw a lot of action yesterday. Hole-in-ones are threatened here, and especially by this man on our screens. Is he going to do a repeat of that shot? He had it on a string yesterday. Let's see how he does. And look at that, almost on cue. That's getting better. This is stuff straight from the top shelf, I'll tell you, Mr. Banerjee. That is how golf is supposed to be played.
You obviously spent some time at Hogwarts on your way here, Shaurya, to the studio this morning. You're calling it, literally, you're calling the play, and there a little bit of spell over there in your commentary, obviously, because look at the ball. Look at that ball.
Absolutely. I thought I'd lost my credentials as a soothsayer yesterday because I thought the tournament would go at 21. Of course, that is nowhere to be true. Shubhanker is going to jaunt ahead of that, but it's really impressive what Ajitesh did on that shot. Now that another shot underway. Not quite the similar outcome, but I'd say still pretty good under the flag. And mind you, it's a little windy as well. You're hitting from a level higher, 184 yards. Probably the wind seems to be at the player's back. So I think in eventuality they would be going with an 8-iron. So that's really good proximity to the hole now. Saptak. He's got a really good game. What separates Saptak is that the way he strikes the ball, doesn't move it much, and has a very delayed sort of a release, a very good heavy hit on the ball. I'd say that sort of an international game where the ball stays hit, and he's always flag high. That's a telling sign of a good player. And that is should be good enough. Just to the left of the flag, maybe about 15 feet or 18 feet. Keeps getting longer. Yeah, about 18 feet past it. So, that's a litmus test if you are to ever discern a good player from an average player, is that how pure the hit is. You might be offline left or right, but what really does matter is that you're flag high. Your shot reaches the intended yardage. And that's what I'd like to see more of our players practice. In heyday, we used to see the greats of Indian golf, Arjun Atwal, how he was so consistent with his longer irons. That's where you separate the wheat from the chaff, so as to speak.
It also underlines the quality of Ajitesh's tee shot, then, and given what you've just said. I have the lead group on screen right now. And like I made the point a little while ago, Shaurya, that this group is so visually distinctive. It's easy to pick them out even from a distance. And Shubhanker is the way he looks, the way Rashid Khan looks, and the way Angad Chima looks. So it's a visually very distinctive group, and obviously a high quality group as well, because there's some tremendous scoring between the three of them, who collectively almost 7 under par for the 8 under par for the day over the first 9 holes. Shubhankar's approach being the best of the lot. He's stuck the ball right. He's playing some tremendous golf, playing with a lot of freedom, playing relaxed golf, which we've not seen for a very long time. He didn't have the best Indian Open this year. I think missed the cut for the first time since turning professional. But here he's looked a completely different player. He's relaxed. He's, his gait, his shoulders, everything tell you a story that here's a player who's, he's got the measure of what he needs to do on this course, and he's really enjoying himself.
I think you've touched upon a very important point, and you've been able to dissect the situation perfectly. You can tell a lot about the way that a person is walking, his gait, and I think it's almost, if you want to draw an analogy, it's like an Indian team player playing the Ranji Trophy. You often go back to a competition which is probably not as intense as the one that you're used to, and that really helps you sort of shore up your game and get that confidence back, because golf eventually, after you have the ability, as you have a look at Rashid Khan, who definitely does have the ability. Let's see if he can make another one. He has the ability of making a lot of putts when he's on song. That's going to turn back, and a little bit out of steam. That locomotive needed to move about a couple more inches and change tracks, but unfortunately, it has stalled. So, not going to be a birdie for Rashid, but a great attempt nevertheless. So, these players, when they come back to the home tours, it does make a difference, because they're used to such a high level of competition. International DP World, arguably is alongside the PGA Tour, probably the most difficult tours in the world, both of them offering a lot of world ranking points, and you're playing conditions which are really oppressive. You're playing in all different sort of conditions as you come back to Angad Chima. But the conditions here are genial. Nothing much to complain about. The sun is out. The greens are perfect. Lightning fast. And true. Rolling at 11. And there you have it. Angad Chima drains another one. So Angad Chima is the front runner for the second position battle, which currently has quite a few players in there. Shubhanker Sharma has run away at this point in time. He's bolted from the gates just at this putt by Angad Chima.
It's a tribute to the staff of the course as well, Shaurya. The way they have kept the uniformity. It's been uniform 11 for the last 3 days, so it's wonderful to see beautifully greened putting surfaces. Really well presented course.
Yes, indeed. The conditions are perfect. and the players are enjoying it. And I've seen conditions like this actually get the medium hitters more in the fray. If you're playing in the winters, or if you're playing in the monsoons, it actually changes things, and that's where you need to be flying the ball further. The role is sort of nullified. Really like Shubhankar's putting stance, very conventional. Shubhankar's always been a strong lad. Well done. And I think he's added to that burly strength of his, kind courtesy being in Europe. Week in, week out, you're competing with the best in the world. You have no option but to level up.
The fact that he leaves here with a win, it is going to be a huge boost for him, because he's going into a really packed schedule back on the DP World Tour. In fact, even just the remaining weeks of this month itself, you have 2 events, and then the tour moves back to Europe, and thereafter it's like picks up even more pace. Even though there are a couple of majors coming up in May.
Look at that. A lot of body English for MD Azhar there. I think willing it in.
He literally pulled the ball in Ashwarya.
What do you reckon? This is something that's to be tried? A little bit.
Anything that works is good. Is fine. Anything that works successfully is good. And if Azhar's little gravity pull helped his ball in, why not? I'd very happy to do the same. Next time I have a putter in my hand.
Which is obviously going to break the other way, left to right. Let's see if he's going to do the shimmy and jive. Allah Azhar. Honey at 8 under par. Would be feeling like he's been left out. Yeah, it's going to miss it on the lower side. That did have a considerable amount of break. You can tell a lot from the other side as well when you see the player hitting. So wasn't able to capitalize on that. The broomstick putters, they're back in fashion.
Thanapat Pichai Cool from Thailand. Cleaning up there for par.
12 under par. I think that hat is going to help him stave off the heat. Back to the tee. Shubhanker Sharma. We saw him hit a stellar shot as well yesterday. Pretty similar to his friend Ajitesh.
24 under now, Shaurya, and he's literally running away with this. 4 shots under for the day. Clean card.
That's a good shot, about 22, 23 feet past the flag. An aggressive shot by Shubhankar. It's blowing downwind, and you're hitting from an elevation of, I'd say almost about 30 feet, 30, 35 feet, if not more. It does make it difficult. You have to try and keep the ball down. Angachima now. Angachima has modeled his game a lot more around consistency. A very repeatable golf swing. Angachima also an army defense personnel son. His father used to travel with him and really encourage him. I had the good fortune of staying alongside them on many of my tournaments, and of course he did pass away quite a few years back. God bless his soul. As we have a look at Angad underway here. Oh, that looked really good. That looked like it was a really good line. Just another hop.
Probably factored in the wind a little bit, and it suddenly dropped just as he hit the ball. Stayed up, maybe a couple of feet short, but a great shot anyway. Nevertheless, and he's on the right side of the flag. on the correct side of the flag, I should say.
Next week, we're going to be at ITC Classic. And after that, the tour normally takes a brief hiatus during the warm months. And that was just about on the front, right?
I think Rashid needs to keep his focus going here. This is a critical phase.
So those beautiful shots, kind courtesy Samuel Rajkumar, really adding a lot of flavor and an aerial look of this golf course, and of course the surrounding Gachibowli area that there's been so much development here over the years. A wonderful road to walk and just enjoy altogether this part of Hyderabad.
This city has certainly grown, hasn't it? With all of its historical landmarks that have already existed, of course, for years and years. Charminar, Golconda Fort, Qutub Shahi tombs, and the Mecca Masjid. Beyond that, now the IT hub of the country, the high-tech city. You're quite well acquainted with the city, aren't you? So you spent a few years doing your studies over there.
An enjoyable time indeed.
My memories of Hyderabad are pretty much limited to playing some golf tournaments there at the Golconda Fort at the HGA Golf Club, and then and some Hyderabadi biryani after that. And that's perhaps as far as I've gone. Let's take a look now here on our screens. Anshul Kaptial on the 13th. The lucky for some, not so lucky for the others.
We'll soon find out how the 13th works out for Anshul. Yeah, so far so good. Easy does it.
And Kaptial has had a tough day so far, and hopefully get some respite here on while Rashid is trying to catch up with Shubhankar, but Shubhankar just seem to run away with this.
He looks really relaxed, to be honest. Not a grimace. It just looks like he's, having the proverbial walk in a park.
I was just about to say the same. It does look like it, doesn't it? Which is also great, right? I mean, how great would it be to just have a walk in the park and just make birdies along the way? And pretty much a dream for the two of us, I would assume.
Yeah, it just seems like a reality which is far away. But yeah, he makes it look so effortless. He's just waltzing at this point in time. Coming back to your point about Hyderabad. In fact, this golf course is right opposite the Indian School of Business main gate. So sometimes I used to get the time, just go hit a few balls and realize that yes, I've made the correct decision.
Yeah, I mean, it also looks
get back to the professor's class. But yeah.
Also, I must say you didn't hit enough balls there.
Absolutely.
Getting back to the action here, Rashid Khan coming up from the front of the green on this par 3. Downhill par 3, about a good 15-yard drop from the top of the tee box.
That looks like
a lovely putt that, and great encouragement there by Angad Chima, trying to get that ball to reach up to the hole. And as we just saw, a little bit of Chandigarh chatter between Chima and Shubhankar. There we have another look at Rashid's putt. I wouldn't have quite thought that ball's going to break from the left to the right, and beautifully judged. Of course, what you see on the ground is going to be very different from what we see from here on from the studio.
An interesting bit of trivia for our viewers is that because Shubhankar flowered so early, he tasted success a lot earlier than what normally players are accustomed to, right? In his teenage years, he was already a dominant force. His nickname was actually Bachpan at one point in time, which means youth. So That's what it goes to show you that, of course, he's matured beyond his years, and it's a precocious youngster. Still only 29. You feel he's been around for forever.
I mean, can we say the same now? Like, can we see that Vishesh Sharma might actually be coming up as another young star here on the DP World PGTI?
Yeah, he's really improved from last year, this year now, and he has a menacing game inside of 100 yards.
You know, there's this thing in ground reaction forces where some players actually create forces 2 times in their swing, and Rory being one of them. So I was just thinking that maybe this is Shubhankar's second time that he's going to be getting back into that form of his, the form that we saw nearly about 8 or 9 years back. So are we going to get back to seeing that form now here on for the second time from the man who is India's golfing hope, Angad Chima? Big break from the left to the right and makes it in. Lovely birdie here for tall Chima.
He's really on a hot trail, is Angad Chima, draining putts for fun. Brilliant putt by him, and that had a considerable amount of break and judged to perfection.
That takes Chima to tie alongside Rashid Khan at 16 under par, tie for the second.
Coming back to your discussion, it might well be the second coming of Shubhankar Sharma. It's by his lofty standards, the last few years have been underwhelming, and that can happen, especially when you playing on shores afar in different conditions, and you lose form. I think this might be the perfect medicine for him.
Sharma Papa. Keeping that scorecard nice and tidy. And talking about tidy, Mohammad Azhar with 3 birdies on the trot on 10th, 11th and 12th moves up to 15 under par to be tied alongside Chandigarh's Ajitesh Sandhu. And Vishesh Sharma, the local lad, is at 13 under par. Thailand's Thanapat Pichaikul is at 12 under par. Ravi Kumar, Divyanshu Bajaj and Saptak Talwar round up the top 10 at 11 under par. There we've got Saptak and Ajitesh both walking up onto the 12th green now alongside Vishesh Sharma.
Ajitesh Sandhu also had a part of the American collegiate system. I'm not quite certain which one he went to, but he spent a few years there, and I think that does a wealth of good to your game to get that sort of exposure. See how the best in the business get it done. Vishesh with that towel around his neck, just to keep himself warm. My apologies, to keep himself cool because the conditions are warm. This is what that would be slippery from here for Vishesh on hole number 12. It's going to be slick, and he's gone with the aggressive approach. I'm a little surprised with him choosing that club. That means he wants to hold it. Yes, he's asked for the flag to be removed. And this is the part of his game that I'd say is really strong. Free wheels in the short game segment. And yes, he's gone back to the more conservative approach. Then a little bit of a quagmire here. Whether to attack or whether to go defense.
Pretty straightforward par 4 hole number 12, 471 yards. So length is the defense over here. 25 yards in from the front is this flag location today. Saptak Talwar coming up from a long range away. Seems to be about 30 feet or so away from the flag. The Vishesh, of course, pin high, but on the low side. Let's see if he can get something going. We'll get into that shortly as we take a look at Saptak putting for birdie. This putt for Saptak to move to 12 under par.
It's a decent putt right there. I was just having a look at the scores, and Mani Ram also making the cut this week. He was really good the last few years, was Mani Ram. Diminutive player, doesn't hit too far, but has a penchant of shooting low numbers. A journeyman professional, affable personality. And I mean, these are the sort of characters that really add flavor to professional golf. We also have the international Stepan Danek, Dominic Picario, 2 over par today.
Let's take a look now at Vishesh Sharma coming up from the left of the green over here. This ball should break a fair amount from the left to the right. And let's see if he can get this ball in the hole in birdie numbers.
Yeah, gets that heel up on that left foot. Not quite certain if I've seen that exact routine. It's going to be slippery here. Appears to be a lot of break from the left. Oh, it looks like he's gone really aggressive with that one.
Or maybe he turned towards the wrong side because he had to turn a little bit left for that ball to get hold. So maybe a...
You know, I found this a little surprising. It really did take off. It looked like it was going to be at least a few feet by the hole, but came to an abrupt halt.
Ajitesh Sandhu has put himself into a good birdie location over here on this hole, coming up with 2 birdies already on 10th and the 11th to start that back 9. Is this going to be 3 in a row?
Extremely makeable putt here for Ajitesh Sandhu. Uphill, can be a little aggressive and get himself out of that logjam.
A brilliant attempt that by Ajitesh. Gave it a hammer and would now tap that in for a par. And probably played that line a touch too extra, but brilliant putt that.
And ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who are joining us at this moment, we'd like to welcome you to the
delivering golf anywhere you can imagine. That's smart logistics to a T.
I'm sorry, sir. My mistake.
पर हम भी जिद्दी है।
मुश्किल खड़ी है, खोले सीना, सामने एक चट्टान है, मेरी जिद का बोले पसीना, चट्टानों के अंदर आसमान है, जिद क्या पावाली, जिद क्या पावाली, जिद क्या पावाली, जिद।
Presenting the expertise of wealth management with the power of a bank.
back to the action.
Azhar, unfortunately, not quite finding the bottom of the cup with that putt attempt. He's come up with 3 birdies on the trot, 10th, 11th, and the 12th, and is currently at 15 under par. Very much tied alongside Ajitesh Sandhu. At the 4th position, there we have that drone view of the city over here, and the leader group on our screens: Angad Chima, Shubhankar Sharma, and Rashid Khan coming up now onto the par 4 12th hole, the long par 4, 471 yards is this hole.
We can also talk a little bit about our conversation with Mr. Harish Motlia Chetty, Zonal Head Marketing, Casa Grande. At Casa Grande, their endeavor has been to craft aspirational living experiences driven by design excellence, quality, and customer-first thinking. And their association with the DP World PGTI is a natural extension of that philosophy, as golf embodies all the qualities that the Casa Grande group is known for. And now in a spot of bother here on 12 in the shrubbery.
Shubhankar seems to have hit that one off the fairway. But, let's see where he finds himself. It's a pretty straightforward hole. This is just lengthy. He seems to have tucked that one towards the left. Is this going to be the first hiccup here?
Yeah, he's seems to be taking a penalty drop, if I'm not wrong. And I think if
Is it a red stake over there? Maybe that's the water hazard.
yeah, you can see that there's a red stake, so he would be able to take 2 clubs, and that would maybe get him on that cart path, and then maybe a few more clubs. Let's see what happens.
There is a bunch of boulders on the left of that cart path. That's what I can tell by this the graphic representation of the course. It's called straight drive, this hole. Clearly, it's the name of the hole. Didn't quite pan out like that for Shubhankar here.
Rashid Khan.
Khan is a quick player, a quick customer of the sport. He likes to make it his decisions and go for it from there. Always been that type of a player, and I think he does exceedingly well within that realm that he works within. From the right side of the fairway, Rashid pin today on this hole is 25 in and a few from the left. It seems like maybe an 8 or a 7 iron for him.
You think there could be any change in the fortunes of this event? He would have to make birdie here to put a little bit of pressure. If he were to make birdie, get to 17, it looks like Shubhankar will drop at least a shot and get back to 23 under par. But I think par is not going to be good enough for Rashid to really put any pressure.
No, absolutely, and I'm not quite sure if Shubhankar is taking a penalty drop or not, and you never know, he might just actually come out with a par. And Chima now getting ready.
Yeah, coming in with a good angle right from the left side, can really attack this flag, and seems to have quite the lofted club here, this Chima. Chima flies the ball in the air on his good hits closer to 290, 287, 288 yards also. I'd say that's by erstwhile standards that used to be really long, but not in the modern game. I'd say modern game, it's you have to at least fly the ball 300 off, and he leaves it short. Should be all right for a par. Rahul, what do you reckon now? That 300 yards is, if you want to compete internationally, that's the bare minimum, you'd say, or would you say that's not something that is a hard stop?
I think a 290-yard fly yardage certainly is a minimum if you want to compete at the highest stages of the game. 280 plus also works, but then there are some courses which will, give you trouble. You'll have too long a second shot on some of the par fours. So if you really want to compete at a top and the highest level of the sport, you want to go 285 plus yards on the fly yardage.
Is that a similar number that we see for Shubhankar at about 290 fly? He also has that. I'm not quite certain if he has that 300 fly.
I'm not quite sure of that, but I think he should be having a fairly decent fly yardage. He works very hard at his game, and I would be surprised to know if it is any lesser than that.
It is underway from that left side, and as he spoke, almost playing snooker there, right next to Angad Chima's ball. I think I've seen a lot of his golf. He's of course picked up distance. He has that carry of about 290 each and every time, and he's also known on the DP World Tour as one of the best iron strikers. And I say if you're talking about 300-yard range, you're talking about somebody like Cullen. They do have that swing speed, which is closer to, I'd say, at least 118 miles an hour.
There are many players today on the DP World PGTI who can go 290 yard plus on their fly yardage, and many of them, in fact, Saptak Talwar would be one of them. Shaurya Bhattacharya is one of them. And, we haven't seen very much of Abhijit Chadda of late, but he can really pack a punch on that golf ball, flies it over 300 yards. And Hani Besoya certainly flies it over 290 yards, probably even touching upwards of that. So, yes, plenty of players who can hit it a long way. Yuvraj Singh from Kapurthala can, pack a punch on it. Yuvraj Sandhu actually hits it nearly 300 yards on the fly. So, plenty players who can actually rip it.
I'd say just to interject, Honey Bissoy I've seen he flies his 3-wood about 285, 287. I've seen it, so easily over 300 yards, 305 on the fly. Yuvraj Sandhu, of course, might be in the vicinity of 310 on the fly. So these are some serious numbers that the youngsters are getting. Young Yuvraj Sandhu and even Yuvraj Singh, also a very strong built player. But of course, there's more to golf than just hitting the ball far. You got to get the ball in the hole. I think this is a part of the game that is very important. The shot coming up for Rashid Khan. Maybe he can get a chip in, make things a little interesting on the back nine. We're on hole number 12. Straight drive, as it's called.
Chima coming up from off the green over here on the 12th hole. Will he try to chip this one in? Greens are fairly receptive, so players are trying to really be aggressive with their chip shots. And Rashid Khan, I can promise you, whether the greens are good or not, this man will always go for it. Shubhanker Sharma getting out of the way of the camera, being very courteous. Well, Rashid has his work cut out now. He's got about 5 feet remaining for a par. Chima getting ready for his chip.
Yeah, a little too aggressive on that one. Just having a look at the rankings this year, I don't think much is going to change at top. Saptak, if anything, will just be adding to that lead. It's already at 75. Angad Chima now. Trying to get this close.
Chima going with a putter. He's fairly well off the green over here. He's decided to go with the flat stick. He's got plenty, looks like about 4 or 5 yards to contend with. First, maybe about 2 yards off the rough and about 2 yards off the fringe to contend with.
This is really surprising. I thought that here, because it's uphill as well, that he would have opted to go with maybe something owing to the lie. I would have expected him to go with a sandwich, and of course, as they say, the player always knows better. Really nice putt by him. Brilliant. You know, if sometimes the ball is in an indentation, then the safer approach is, of course, to go with the putter. And it appears Shubhankar is doing the same as well. So it's, of course, something that they see that we can't from our vantage point. So Saptak leads the order of merit after the first half of the tour. And he's going to add to that and get to 80. Jared Hack, of course, not competing this week. He's back in the States. He's playing some league competition in his home state as well as New York. Now, this Shubhankar has already gotten a good read of has seen this will break from the right. Seems to have bobbled up somewhat. Not done yet, Rahul.
Absolutely not. He's still got about 4 feet remaining, and Chima, of course, made it look easy. And we spoke yesterday. He is quite the artist, and certainly a bag of surprises. None of us could have figured that he's going to be using a putter instead of a wedge from that position, but he did, and did a fab job of that. Let's take a look now at Rashid Khan, who needs to make a par over here if he wants to stay in that position of 16 under par, alongside Chima at a tie for second. The positions over here right now are only going to make movers or shakers for the second. We're not really going to see much of movement happening atop that leaderboard. We might just see Shubhankar running away with more. Is this going to be a one-shot or a two-shot swing for Shubhankar on this hole with that little blemish of a tee shot? Let's wait to find out.
Must make putt for Rashid here.
Commentators curse there. Unfortunately, Rashid Khan drops a shot off here and moves to 15 under par.
You know, if there was going to be any challenge, if at all, I think that putt just had to go in. I think Angad Chima, the next closest pursuer, was at 16 under par. This one is a bogey putt. The lead currently at 8 shots. Fairly straightforward putt for Shubhankar. Maybe just about right edge. Assertive putt at that. Should be bread and butter for a man.
You get a confirmation from the course that this is a bogey putt, so an important one. And yes, that's just one shot dropped for Shubhankar Sharma. He'll go down to 23 under par, still maintain his lead. A fair share.
Really nice stroke. Never a doubt. The lowest round today thus far belongs to Manu Gandas, the former number 1 player. He's moved to 9 under par as Manu. And made quite a few birdies as well on that card today. Apart from that, the second best, of course, belongs to Shubhankar Sharma and Harman Sachdeva.
On our screen now is Saptak Talwar coming up from the right of the green. Talwar, who is currently the order of merit leader here on the DP World PGTI. Currently 11 under par for the tournament and a tie for 8th position. And Saptak Talwar just about leaving that in the jaw, slightly short on speed there.
That looked good. That was Heartbreak Hotel right at the end.
I was tracking all the way and just about in the end veered away. And we've got Vishesh Sharma now, who's putting for a par on the 13th, the par 4. 13th hole here is a 335-yard par 4. Dogleg to the left, nearly about a 60-degree dogleg towards the left. Fairway runs out at about 300-odd yards straight down, and players would get a shot, wedge shot after that. There is trees on the left and on the right, and plenty boulders also on either side. So a fairly tight tee shot. Not much room to play around with over here, but a short hole.
And Vishesh holds that with authority to remain at 13 under par.
Let's take a look again at Vishesh's putting stroke over there. Very assertive. Right in the heart of the cup. He didn't give it too much of a whack. Had very, very good speed control on that putt. Ajitesh Sandhu.
This though is quite the interesting hole at 335 yards. I think this should be a mere formality for Sandhu. For some of the extremely long hitters, they can get really close, but of course they'll have to flirt with a little bit of danger there, trying to hit it over that those rocks there on the left-hand side. The carry all the way till the front edge is somewhere about 320 yards. So, with the new breed of golfers, they could probably take it on. Not a bad day for a dip. But not if you're playing golf. You want your ball to remain dry ashore. Now to the par 5 hole number 14. 526 yards. I'd say by modern standards, that's a fairly gettable par 5.
Thanapat Pichaikul here from Thailand. Currently 12 under par. If I'm not wrong, this is his first tournament here on the DP World PGTI.
So given that fact, I think it's a really resounding debut.
Absolutely. In fact, some of the international names other than Thanapat who made the cut for the weekend rounds here at the Boulders Classic. N. Thangaraja from Sri Lanka. Subhash Thamang from Nepal. We had Koichiro Ishika from Japan. Also got Dominic Piccirillo from the United States of America. Badal Hussain. Stepan Danik from Czech Republic. Mohammad Muaj and Nepal's Sukra Bahadur Rai. All these international players making it to the weekend rounds. So very interesting golf being showcased here this week, thanks to all of the top players who are really pulling out their best. Let's take a look now at local lad Mohammad Azhar. Azhar, who is 4 under par for the day, 14 under par for the tournament, really trying to get his best finish on his local land on the par 5. That fist pump certainly signaling that birdie that he just made. Moves to 15 under par and a tie with Rashid Khan and Ajay Sandhu at 15 under for third position.
No prizes for guessing what that meant to him. He's another one of those tenacious players, really good, rounded player. Extracts, as I say, the juice of life out of the game of golf. Doesn't give any quarter. It's one of those scoring players. Has a game which is very similar as we go to Honey on hole number 14 for his birdie putt. He's very similar to Jamal Hussain in the way that he plays golf. I'd say even the physicality, the way they hit the ball, and really good, devilishly good short games as well.
But Beswaya makes another birdie. Beswaya has really dropped off that leaderboard today. Has dropped so many shots. Has been 6 over for the day. That one birdie would actually bring him back to 6 under par for the tournament. He's having a rough one out there. Manu Gandas, of course, coming up with the best round so far on this beautiful golf course. 7 birdies on that scorecard and a lone bogey on 11th, the par 3, to finish at a total score of 9 under par. Khalin Joshi also bringing up some heat at 8 under par for the tournament. Currently 3 holes to go for him. Abhinav Lohan also pulling out a good round. 4 under par currently with 3 holes remaining and 9 under par for the tournament. Just outside of the top 10. Devyan.
Delivering golf anywhere you can imagine. That's smart logistics to a T.
I'm sorry, sir. My mistake.
पर हम भी जिद्दी है
मुश्किल खड़ी है खोले सीना सामने एक चट्टान है मेरी जिद का बोले पसीना चट्टानों के अंदर आसमान है जिद क्या पावाली जिद क्या पावाली जिद क्या पावाली जिद
Delivering golf anywhere you can imagine. That's smart logistics to a T.
पढ़ता है खेलता है झूलता उछलता है दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया
Presenting the expertise of wealth management with the power of a bank.
Back to the live action over here and all of those commercials that you just viewed. DP World, a global logistics leader, is the umbrella partner of the PGTI, and hence it is DP World PGTI. And of course, to our partners, Axis Bank, Amul, Kampa, Kalyani, Amrutanjan, Elalite, Golf Plus Monthly, and Golf Design India, all houses which come together for the growth and promotion of professional golf in India. And of course, we also have the DP World India Championship, which takes place again this year in October at the Delhi Golf Club. It is a flagship event of the DP World Tour. And players like Rory McIlroy as well as Tommy Fleetwood have yet again confirmed their presence at this tournament for 2026. Shubhankar Sharma coming up from the left of the green over here seems to be trying and testing his short game prowess. Not quite playing the easy route anymore.
An interesting shot here for Shubhankar. That's a really good shot, and that shot tells you a lot about his experience. He went with the lofted approach, really got under that ball. Often you see that when shots like this, you'll see a lot of players sort of keep it on the back foot, try and run it up. But when a player actually attacks these shots, you can understand the pedigree as far as his shot game is concerned. Especially with what appeared to be on a slight downslope. Requires hours of practice, learning the use of the utilization of the bounce of the club. It's an art in itself, and I think at the highest level it does help separate the players. Something that Arjun Atwal, in fact, told me during the league, that he said that in the American conditions, when you miss the green, you have to get up and down, and there's a lot of rough around the greens, and you have to have the ability. Well, we go to Rashid Khan with his attempt. You have to have the ability of getting the ball to a quick stop. Short birdie putt for Rashid to get back to 16 under par. Look at that. Another one goes a begging. And we've seen that a lot from Rashid on the final day. Somehow the putter doesn't quite work as intended. Even though Rashid is 2 under par,
it might just be a case of forcing the issue over there. I think for Rashid to catch up with Shubhankar is quite out right now, considering the big lead that Shubhankar has. But can he make a couple more birdies as the day closes to finish at that second position? Because that's what's on offer as of now. Shubhankar, though, is trying very hard to make things interesting, but I think he's given himself a very makeable par putt over here from about 3 feet away.
As far as the best of the rest are concerned, it belongs to Manu Gandha, 6 under par, the low round of the day. They also have Harman Sachdev, 5 under par. Angad Chima now with his birdie attempt. They should break ever so slightly from his left. Very subtle break, if any, for Angad Chima here. And yes, that breaks a little bit too much for him, and unfortunately for him, that's not going to be the intended outcome.
In fact, that fist pump that we just saw from Mohammad Azhar was for an eagle on the par 5 14th hole. That has moved him to 16 under par and a tie for second position. So he is currently at second alongside Chima. And Mohammad Azhar has actually made 2 eagles today, one on the 5th and one on the 14th, both par 5s.
Really on song is Mohammad Azhar now.
The only player in the field to have made 2 eagles today.
Yeah, that's quite the rare occurrence to have 2 in a round, let alone 1.
Sharma now to make this for par. This ball is going to break a little bit from the left to the right, and this to stay at 23 under par to keep that commanding lead of 7 shots.
I should be able to get this without any difficulty. And he does. I'd like to welcome back Mr. Rahul Banerjee to enlighten us with a few pearls of wisdom.
Walking up on the 14th hole, the par 5, is Vishesh and Ajitesh. Vishesh sticking around at 13 under par is level par for the day. Hasn't quite gotten into the red figures for the day, but staying around at a tie for 6th position as we speak. The 14th hole here is a 526-yard par 5, so very much a reachable hole. There's a creek that runs along the left side of the fairway all throughout from the tee to the green. So players do have a bit of leeway on the right side to hit the shot, but there is a tree in the middle of the fairway, which of course you want to be on the right side of to have a good look at the green. So its own challenges with the creek, but a very reachable par 5. Vishesh Sharma seems to have found the bunker here in 2. Saptak Talwar, long way away in that bunker. Seems to be the green side bunker on the right side. It's a long way away. It's nearly about 50 yards away, I think, to the edge. Beautiful peacocks in the background. Saptak, who's at 11 under par, hitting his 3rd shot on the par 5. It's a tough shot to get close, and yes, this is some of the toughest shots in golf are these long bunker shots, especially when you really need to get them very close to the hole. Saptak, of course, didn't quite get it the way he would have liked to. Ajitesh, of course, is closer out to the lip, which is towards the green. So, those shots aren't as tough as these long bunker shots are. They're very tough to, fly them all the way to where you really need to. In fact, if you have some room to roll the ball, they can be a touch easier, but still tough to control. Ajitesh Sandhu now. Pin is 28 in and 7 from the right. So less room to work with, and Sandhu has done a fab job from there.
Great shot, that one, Rahul. Do you think the quality of the soil in the bunker is a factor when it comes to these slightly longer greenside bunker attempts? Silicate sand, heavier sand, would that have made this shot a little easier for Saptak? Because I think he fell well short of where he wanted to land the ball.
Certainly, I think so. Sand does play, the quality of the sand does play a huge part in the way you interact with the sand, and then hence what you can judge out of the ball, the kind of spin that you can exhibit on it. Long bunker shots in any case are very tough. Even if I, had heavier sand to play with, it would make the shot a touch easier to contend with. It would still leave it to be a tough one. Let's see what Saptak does now from a shorter range, his 4th shot. Unfortunately, he's left that one shot as well. I think maybe a bit of the mind still in that previous shot. And there we've had Anshul Kaptial giving it a whack on live cam 2. And as we were talking, so one of the things that the players, what they're trying to do in practice rounds is one, of course, to find out what the greens play like, but also what is the type of sand on this course and how deep is the sand? What is the depth of it? Because that will really change the way you have to, you have to alter the way you hit the shot, whether you want to go steep or shallow on your downswing for these shots. Like on a heavier sands, you can go a touch steeper, but if you go steeper on the soft sands, like the normal balu sand that we usually find, you're going to dig your club in, the ball's going to stay right there.
And also, the pin position seems to have played a role in the line the players opted for, because it's like if you attack the flag, all three in fact were in the bunker, Vishesh, Saptak, and Ajitesh on this hole. So maybe it was a factor of the approach, the line they had opted for over the bunker and onto the green, because all of them fell just a little bit short. Ajitesh, of course, making a tremendous recovery with this. That's beautifully.
Vishesh though appears like he actually tried to play that shot pretty cute. I can't quite tell if it was the lie, but it actually looked like he tried to play it like a soft one. Those usually just do not work in bunkers at all. Like Ajitesh took the aggressive route, went all the way by air, and dropped it next to the flag and spun it up. I think that's probably the best approach when you're coming in from bunkers, even from a short range.
Live cam 2, of course, the par 316. Playing a lot easier today. Yesterday it was one of the most difficult holes in the. And today, almost the entire top 10, top 15, no one has dropped a shot on that. So certainly easier pin position today than it was on day 3. So you just saw the.
Saptak now is putting for a par here on the par 5 14th. Funny thing about this game is that you can go 520 yards in 2 shots, but it can take you a while to finish the last 20 or 30 yards. It seems to be a bit of a soup at this moment for him.
This could have been a reason why the ball stayed so short, both from Saptak and the ball seems to be downhill from the edge of the green all the way to the pin. Maybe this trying to cater for that and staying so short of the. Literally just popping it up into the apron and just leaving it right there. Difficult to judge from the commentary box, of course, but of course the players know best what they need to do. Sometimes the planning and the execution don't really match, and we're seeing that play out in front of us. GP World Tour PGTI Order of Merit leader Saptak Talwar.
Saptak playing with a center shafted putter and plays the left hand low grip and yes, just about catching the lip, and he knows it. He's probably just taken a deep breath of relief and said, "Oh, thank God." And now moving on to the next.
Certainly had his heart in his mouth over there. Almost the second drop shot on the back nine, but a good job in preventing too much of damage.
Vishesh cleaning up. And of course, Sandhu, their third playing partner, has tapped in and moved on to the next tee box. He's moved to 16 under par to be at a tie for second alongside Azhar and Chima. At this point, we are looking at who can take the runners-up position. You have the aerial view, the drone view of the Boulder Hills Golf and Country Club here in Hyderabad. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the Boulders Classic, the inaugural Boulders Classic on the DP World PGTI season of 2026, being played here by some of the top professional golfers in the country and internationally for a prize purse of 1 crore rupees. Shubhanker Sharma leads the way at 23 under par. On second position currently is Mohammad Azhar, Angad Chima, and now Ajitesh Sandhu as well at 16 under par. 7 shots is the gap between the first and the second. Rashid Khan now on our screens. Coming up on the par 5 14th hole. Rashid, who's currently at 15 under par, decides to change the club. There you go. Doesn't waste much time. Rashid likes to be a very fast player. There's a fair amount of wind on the course. Seems like about a 10-mile wind, 10-kilometer wind. Apologies. Did he try to fade that ball? That's what it seemed like from that swing. Maybe trying to slice it back into the green and done a fab job of it. Rashid Khan has found the putting surface in 2 shots here on this par 5 14th, setting himself up for an eagle.
This is what he needs, Rahul. He's kind of just, the intensity seems to have dropped off just a little bit, man. And this would really help him get focus back.
Chima coming up now from the right side of the fairway. Chima, of course, now has to contend with that entire bunker that we saw the players in front also in some time back. But he has to fly it over that and up onto the green.
The flag's so close to the edge on this side, it's not a surprise that they're falling short because of the.
Chima has done a pretty fab job of that. He is up above the bunker and just off the fringe on the right side, pin high to the hole. So might even have another good look at an eagle by him.
Shubhanker also coming off a similar line. Coming from the right of the fairway, or coming from the right of the fairway there.
That's exactly what I was talking about on this hole a little while earlier. That left side has a creek, but if players can keep themselves on the right side and not have that tree to contend with, the tree which was hiding the view of Rashid Khan's, you would have a very different look at the hole. So to cut a ball across around that tree to get it onto the green. Well, Shubhanker Sharma has also found the putting surface in 2 shots here, making this par 5 look easy, opposed to the penultimate group, wherein it was seeming like that bunker was a magnet. And Tangaraja from Sri Lanka coming up from the left side of the green. On the 16th hole, the par 3. Long par 3, the 16th is a 213-yard hole, and Tangaraja not quite having his way. It's one of those weeks for him. Currently, he's 8 under par for the tournament, tie for 14th position. Tangaraja is quite used to being atop that leaderboard. Kapil has this downhill putt remaining. Seems to be around 5 feet away.
Oh, just slipping out there. It's unusual because this hole today a lot more friendly than it was yesterday. It was brutal. I mean, you saw a rash of dropped shots on this par 3 16th, but today not really that much. And Kapil is probably among the first to bogey this hole. It's interesting to see how the lead group tackled this hole, Rahul, because here you have Angad just to the right of the green, and Rashid and Shubhankar on it, but much further away than Chima's ball. I think he has used the putter from that distance of the green once. Interesting to see what he does this time.
You know, Kapil was being very emotive over there, and looking at his scorecard now, he actually turned at 2 over, made a double bogey on hole number 12, and then went on to make a birdie on 13, eagle on 14th, and another birdie on the 15th. So that emotion over there after that missed putt, there was a reason to that. That's all the hard work that Kaptial has had to do today to get back to even par, and now that missed putt. Rashid Khan now putting for an eagle from the left side. He's got about 40 feet to the hole. Brilliant shot where he cut that around the corner of the tree, and here you go. Has he given it enough? And settle down, settle down, settle down.
Probably ran a foot or two more than he would have liked, but he did have to cover a fair amount of distance there, so not surprising. And focus now shifts back to Angad Chima and Shubhankar Sharma. Live cam 2, of course, we're back on that par 3 we were talking about a little while ago.
Got Thailand's Tanapat here, teeing off now on the 16th. Done a good job off that. Tanapat has given himself about 20 feet on this long par 3, hitting it over the water, flanks the edge of the green over here. And on that live cam 1, if you note, seems like Angad Chima is looking for some sort of a relief. It's called the referee. And, seems like a sprinkler head or something that he's looking for a relief from.
I remember years back, Amit Luthra had one of his interactions telling a few members of the media how important it is for players to know where and how to get relief, because he says there are times when you can gain, up to 2 or 3 shots in a round if you know the right places to get relief from, know the rules well. So it's critical for them to be aware of these things, and I think Angad doing a good job of trying to make the most out of this approach shot, and he is very much in line for an eagle here, even though he's just off the green. But slightly more amenable position now by the looks of it, and yet to decide on which club he will pick up here, whether it's the putter or whether it's one of his wedges. I think that there's a putter in the caddy's hand, so yeah, there you go. He's done this once before already, as we saw, and did a very good job of it too. Put the ball within a few inches of the hole, coming off the edge of the green. So here he is going again. The third member of this group, of course, is our leader, Shubhankar Sharma, on 23 under par. 7 shots up the road from the closest pursuing pack, which is led by this man on your screen now, Angad Chima of Chandigarh. Unmistakable figure, and fine player too. 5-time winner on the DP World PGTI.
Chima certainly given himself a little more of a flatter lie than he had earlier on that downhill. This ball should break a fair amount from the right to the left, especially in the first part when it's just about going to be jumping up onto the green. And has he got the right one on it? And Chima leaves that one a bit shy. He'll have about 3 feet remaining for a birdie.
There's a fair amount of rough he had to contend with to start with, because you could see the ball bobbling as soon as it left the face of his putter. But I don't think he'll mind that too much, because either a choice of using a wedge and seeing the ball roll away from the hole. So I think it was the safer of the two options, probably. Had its own element of risk, of course, Rahul. These are sometimes you can hit under the ball, and the ball, if it jumps up, then you're cooked right there. But Angad doing a good job of tackling that possibility. And our leader now on screen, eagle putt for him. He will want to put a little bit more space than he has at the moment between himself and the chasing pack. 23 under par for Shubhankar Sharma.
Yep, I would love to see right now if he goes for this eagle. And is he thinking of going for this eagle? I think he is. Measured attempt here by Shubhankar Sharma.
So a bit of a conservative putt, Rahul, by the looks of it, because ideally he would have liked to, even if he missed, would have liked to have seen the ball run a foot or two past, but has taken a shot back from the one he had given away a little while ago on the back nine. So he's back to that cushion of 8 strokes over the field. And a nice place to be when you're on your way to winning your first title in a fairly long time. Rashid Khan, unhappy about something in the background. Fiery man. He still has the option of the chance to pick up a shot and get back to a share of this second place. Which he does. And a little bird flying across the screen tells you that it was a successful one. And this is the third member of this lead group. You see a little action replay of Rashid's birdie putt.
Well, Rashid moves to 16 under par. This putt for Angad Cheema is to move to 17 under par and to a solo second position. This is an important putt for Cheema to start to separate himself for the second position. Cheema rolls that one in without any trouble. Angad Cheema to move to 17 under par. Shubhanker Sharma moves to 24 under par. And their playing partner Rashid Khan as well, moving to 16 under par. All three players in the group making birdies, keeping that position leader-like. Tanapat Pichai cool now.
Oh, wow. He almost sent it past the ball. Got the far edge and popped back in. Otherwise, it would have just could have run off. But yeah, Angad is putting his foot down at the right time because just 4 holes to go after this for the lead group. And couldn't have found a better time to put a little bit of space between himself and the others now who are back in a share of third place. He, of course, is now sole second. Ajitesh Sandhu, one of those in third place. Soft hands there, beautiful. Just left it a little on the low side.
The 15th hole over here at the Boulder Hills Golf and Country Club is called Kingsway, with a creek running on the left side up into the middle of the fairway thereafter. And players have to play it short of the creek off the tee, which is about 270 odd yards till the edge of the water, by the numbers I can see on the graphic depiction on their website, boulderhills.in. And to fly the creek is a long way away, 331 yards from the back of the tee. I think that's quite an outside chance for most. Vishesh Sharma, you can see the creek now behind him actually. Good view from here as we speak. Sharma putting for a birdie. This putt for Vishesh to move to 14 under par. Lovely attempt here by Vishesh. He would have a small little putt remaining for a par.
Sometimes even these tiddlers can, be a bit of a nervy time before you finish it off. 2 feet, 3 feet, if there's a bit of slope or if the green is leaning. Luckily, there's not much of that here. And Vishesh Sharma cleans up.
I think some of these putts within 3 feet, with these 2.5 footers, one should just go in and tap them out. I think the more you read into them, it's kind of like the analysis paralysis theory that starts to become more realistic.
In any case, the biggest problem of golfers at any level, you think, overthink, and you end up not doing what you should have, what your instinct first told you to do. Saptak Talwar now on screen. This round has lost a bit of momentum, Rahul. Saptak now putting to save par on this one.
So I think Saptak has had a tough round today, especially on that back nine. He did catch up on some shots on the front nine, but the back nine has been super slow for him. Now he's got to contend with this for par to stay around at 10 under for the tournament. Number one currently on the order of merit. And unfortunately, Saptak Talwar would go on to drop another shot.
Something very similar to what we saw with Hani Basoya today, Rahul. I mean, on the day two, he had a course record setting 864. And all of a sudden, day three, day four, he was completely off the boil. Not that Saptak is, but he's kind of lost the sort of momentum, the wind in the sails, so to say, that he had at one point in time.
Yeah, I think that's what it really is, right? Like sometimes players just tend to get a little maybe tired out, and that can kind of start showing on the course. We do see this quite a bit, especially when players are kind of overplayed a little bit. You will see that minds, especially, tend to slow down a little bit. Not so much of their swings or their bodies, but mentally they aren't able to push through. We've got Divyanshu Bajaj, who's maintaining himself beautifully today at 1 under par. 1 birdie on that scorecard and all clean throughout. 11 under par for the tournament. Tie for 9th position currently. Divyanshu looking for a top 10 here.
Really like the graphics that the course website has posted. It's a huge help, I'm sure, for all golfers. There you go.
This hole is called the Meadows. So,
and like you said, it also gives our viewers a very good idea of exactly, there's one thing to describe it, and the camera can only show you just that much of a picture. But when you have that graphic on the screen alongside, it just really is a big aid to even those following the game on screen to give the viewer exactly what the players are contending with or have to tackle as they go hole by hole. So good initiative by the club here. I have to say it's really and very beautifully done graphics too. It's just not plain. They've got a lot of detail in it.
certainly, there's a lot of contours showcased via the graphic depiction. There's also lots of yardages given on the website as to how much is it to fly the creek, how much is it to reach a bunker, which of course makes it a lot easier to understand the course. Ajitesh Sandhu on the 16th hole, the long par 3, right over that water hazard. Sandhu has taken the approach of going on the plus side of things. On live cam too, we have Angad Chima right in the middle of the fairway. And on the left side, we have the 16th hole tee box playing. Chima, who's now hitting his second shot onto the 15th hole, the hole with that creek in the middle. Most players would be laying up shorter than the creek, as Angad has. Almost seemed like who's going to hit it off first. And Chima got it up in the air quicker. And great shot there on the left side of our screens. Vishesh Sharma setting himself up for a birdie here on the long par 3. And Chima finding the putting surface on hole number 15th.
Rashid Khan is up next. Oh, I beg your pardon. That's Shubhankar Sharma. I thought it was Rashid was taking a practice swing. Just as your camera panned on to him. Shubhankar in a very distinctive bright pink t-shirt. Anshul Kapsyal before is wearing almost the same shade. Here we go. Our event leader now back on camera.
For Shubhankar, also a very different body type, a very strong body, big legs. He's got a lot of muscle. Aaron gets it onto the putting surface.
Given where he's contending, Rahul, it does need to be a little have a strong base, so to say, which he certainly does. Rashid, of course, closest to the dance floor, will want to make the most out of this opportunity. All three is safely on.
Pin position is 31 in and 10 from the left today, and certainly Rashid has given himself a pin high position. Best position to be in to have a look at birdie.
He's really given himself a very viable look at birdie here, Rahul.
Certainly, and Chima, of course, who's currently at 17 under par, second position, also has given himself a fair chance for a birdie. There we have the golf course from the top view. Of course, you can see flanked by a lot of water hazards, some trees, some boulders. A beautiful course here in the city of pearls.
What's really eye-catching is how green this course is. It's really wonderful to see. I mean, the Deccan Plateau itself is considered to be a fairly arid area, and to see this amount of greenery and in this really clean, pristine condition is really good to see. And there you go, once again onto the left of the screen, an excellent graphic depiction of what the players need to do on this hole. The creek cutting across, as Rahul was telling you about. And safely on the dance floor, all three with birdie options, but from varying distances. Our leader Shubhanker Sharma in the bright pink, far left, 24 under par. He will be the first to go. Angad Chima next. Rashid Khan, the best placed of the three. Doing a little bit of it. This is something I wish all our golfers, wherever you are, at whatever level you play, do spend a little bit of time once you get on the green, and not just your pitch mark, but if you see any others, do take a few seconds to help level it out. Like keep your greens in good condition, so people who are playing behind you and around you also have the same sort of surface that you would like to see when you reach it, as unmarked as possible.
Well, you learn a few etiquettes here on the DP World PGTI. Joining you now in the commentary is Shaurya Singh.
Shubhankar looking to go to 25 under into the last quarter of a final day's action at the Boulder Hills Golf and Country Club. Stockily built Sharma. 25 odd feet to go for his birdie. Just leaving his ball a little short, couple of feet maybe from the pin. But for him, he doesn't really need to worry too much. He doesn't have to put himself under any sort of pressure, because it's those who are behind him who really need to play catch up. He's with a 7-shot cushion at the moment over Angad Chima on screen right now. He's currently in second place by himself on 17 under par. And Rashid Khan walking across there is in a share of third place on 16 under par.
At this point in time, I think the battle for second place has become a lot more interesting. Shubhankar, kind courtesy, his impeccable performance has put himself a cut above the rest. Angad Chima, of course, now in second position. This reminds me a little bit of the Tiger era, when the field was forced to play for second place. Angad Chima now with a birdie attempt at hole 17. Hole 15, my apologies. This will break a little bit from his right. And just off the bat, he knew that he didn't quite hit it enough. Golfers have a keen sense of the outcome before it happens. He knew that would not be enough to get all the way up till the hole. Shubhankar Sharma on hole number 15 for his birdie attempt. Yeah, my apologies. My eyes are playing tricks on me. That was his par. Gets a little wary. He's not let the competition get close at all. So it seems like a foregone conclusion. But of course, there's a lot of quality golf still on display. That's what makes the golf tournament such a different sport, so to speak, a different animal. Each stroke, each position counts. Rashid Khan now. 3 under par today, just to get to 4. Already off a birdie on the last. And just about whizzing by. Rashid Khan would remain at 16 under par for a tie in a third position alongside Mohammad Azhar and seasoned campaigner Ajitesh Sandhu. Vishesh Sharma, the youngster at 13 under par, finds himself in 6th position. Ravi Kumar.
पढ़ता है खेलता है झूलता उछलता है दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया
Presenting the expertise of wealth management with the power of a bank.
Back to the action while myself and Mr. Banerjee were in an animated discussion, and we were trying to liken golf and Formula One. There's some similarities, of course. One goes at 300 miles an hour, the other one probably with players walking at 10 miles an hour. But of course, it's a different sport altogether. Is golf? There is, there's every facet what makes this sport so all-encompassing. I often think that golf is a microcosm of life. It has everything in it. There's the battle with oneself, and you often realize, I might get a little philosophical, but life of course is a lonesome journey, and you have to conquer yourself before you can try and cull any adversary. And in golf, often the only adversary that you have is the man in the mirror, as Michael Jackson used to sing. On hole number 16, Angad Chima. No demons took well for this man. He's the front runner for second position. Although that statement sounds a little oxymoronic, but still, he's the best of the rest at this point in time. Getting underway on hole number 16 with that flag on the back left. And that's an absolute peach of a shot by Angad Chima, leaving himself a makeable putt. At this point in time, with a 7-shot victory, I think he could just enjoy the sights and sound of Hyderabad. He'll finally be back in the winner's circle after a long wait of 8 years. Shubhanker's last victory was, in fact, the Maybank Championship in 2018. And even the Professional Golf Tour of India, he's had 6 victories, but there also it's been almost 9 years since his last. So it's going to be a welcome return. Silverware never hurts anyone. Now let's have a look at Shubhankar. This is the part of his game where, which helps him cash those big checks. He's a really good iron striker. He's renowned on the DP World Tour for his iron play. Normally you see Indian players are good from 150 and in, but I think his range starts from about 210, 215. He's a really good long iron player as well. Very stable base, as you spoke about that physicality, that burly build, which I think lends itself really well to golf. There's no one body shape as this ball gets underway. And another good shot. You'd like to see another thing. See Angad Chima's pitch mark and the ball adjacent at the left. Shubhankar's pitch mark and the ball has come back. And mind you, this is a long hole. It's 213 yards. And for the ball to pitch and come back just shows you the kind of RPM the ball has, or the compression for the uninitiated that enables the ball to come to a sudden halt. Rashid Khan now. You see that Rashid Khan's ball just pitched outside, but a brilliant shot nevertheless, just pitching short of the green and rolling about 4 yards before coming to an abrupt halt. So that the difference is because of the way a player strikes it. How pure is the strike and what speed does he have? Of course, that has a bearing. And as you look at that majestic view of high-tech city, it's also the angle of attack and how long can you hold the club face square after impact. So these things really do have a bearing on how the ball behaves upon contact with the surface of the green and also holds up in wind. Now, hole number 18. The daunting 18th. Really requires 2 Sunday specials to get on the dance floor. 657 yards. The longest par 5 that we've seen on the professional golf tour of India. I can't think of any that is longer than that.
More than a few courses now have 600 plus yard par 5s, but this is probably one of the, like you said, probably one of the longest. Yes, after that little display of precise iron hitting from this group on camera, it's Rashid Khan once again who finds himself best placed to convert into birdie. And on screen there for you now, Shubhanker Sharma in bright pink today, leading the way on 24 under par. Not threatening the high 20s as we had hoped for at the start of play today, but certainly making a good push for it. This will be a course record, whatever he finishes with. And for a third straight day, we have had someone match the course record of 8 under par. Set on the second day by Hani Basoya, matched yesterday by Shubhankar, and matched yet again today by Manu Gandas. So high levels of scoring being recorded here at this beautiful venue. Really big receptive greens. No one's really leaving the green once you're on the dance floor. And the players making the most of it with very, very solid scores. Yes, before the Maybank, of course, Shubhankar won the McLeod Russell. That was his last win on the TV World PGTI. So it'll be 9 years. It's a long wait for any addition to silverware. And this will be most welcome. And once he leaves, once he returns to the DP World Tour, the hectic schedule. He's got 2 events in China and to follow in this month. And thereafter, a full season in Europe. So he will, yes, this is what he needs. This is what every player wants. A win against his name, and can't find a better way to achieve that other than from this sort of performance that he has put in over the last 3.5 days.
Shubhankar now on hole number 16. Manu Gandas tying the course record today with that 64. Incidentally, the lowest winning total, the margin between first and second has been 11 shots. Of course, doesn't look like that would be breached as he gets underway for his birdie here. And that's inching closer, but stays in the jaws. Never up, never in. That's a saying that I think we've all heard from our parents who've accompanied us in our golfing pursuits. At least I heard this a lot. Shubhankar as well, son of an army officer, and so is Angad Chima. I think one of the things about sport that, especially golf, it's often perceived as a very expensive sport. And to a certain extent, I think the equipment, of course, is, and some of the golf courses are more receptive. And the good thing is that most golf courses, almost all, you can just head to the range, pay a fee, and start up. And I would implore people, if they have their children, all the golf courses are junior programs, which are subsidized. So if you want to get your children playing golf, they're always given preferential treatment. Angachima now, hole number 16. Wants to get some preferential treatment here with the 2 after that stellar tee shot. And once again coming up short. So I was talking about junior programs. They help shape the future of sport. And there are quite a few golf courses that are very active in that domain. And that really does help make sport more accessible, and that's going to help usher in the next stage of growth. Is that it's a very viable career if you to look at golf, and if anybody, not just for your offsprings, even for yourself, somebody, if you fancy yourself to be a good golfer and compete with the best in the country and the world, then of course you should head on over to the DP World Professional Golf Tour of India Qualifying School and prepare yourself. Cut your teeth here before you head on to greater things in the world, where Rashid Khan, of course, he's look at that putter. It is a similar tale on the final day. The putter just doesn't acquiesce and turns into a bulky putter on the final day, although he could have been a lot lower. At this point in time, he's 3 under. He could have been 7-8 under par with the way that he's hit the ball today. He's been resplendent in his approach shots.
This is the second time in 2 holes that he had the opportunity to catch Angad in second place and just let it slip by. As confirmation on your screens, Shubhankar Sharma leads the way after 15 completed holes on 24 under par. Angad Chima by himself in second place, 7 shots behind, 17 under for the tournament. Mohammad Azhar, Rashid Khan sharing, and Ajit, I beg your pardon, 2 of them in third place. Ajitesh Sandhu by himself, 15 under par in fifth. Local boy Vishesh Sharma, 13 under par, is sixth. Ravi Kumar Tanapat Pichai Kul sharing seventh place. Manu Gandas and Divyanshu Bajaj sharing 9. That's your top 10. 2 players from Hyderabad in that list in front of you. Azhar in third place and Vishesh in sixth. So a good show by the local boys. They are making the most of it. Doesn't always happen. 2 local boys really keeping the Hyderabad flag flying on home ground. And we are into the final stages of this inaugural 1 crore rupee Boulders Classic at the very picturesque and beautifully maintained Boulder Hills Golf and Country Club in Gachibowli. It's a high-tech city, Hyderabad.
Ajitesh Sandhu. The even-keeled gate on hole number 17. Par 4. Still early days in this season, but we've seen that quite a few players have amassed a lot of currency. There'll be a lot to play for on the backside of the tour. The tour normally takes a break during the summer months, and next week is going to be the tournament at ITC Classic, and the schedule post that would be released. A lot of tournaments nevertheless. Now you also have the secondary, the feeder tour, the next gen tour that helps players who are not quite qualified as entrants into the main tour, gives them an opportunity to play amongst the best. The leader Saptak Talwar of the Order of Merit, he would be looking to eye that spot on the DP World Tour. He already has a card on the Hotel Planet Tour, the secondary tour in Europe, so has a wealth of options. As we get back to the action for Ajitesh Sand with what appears to be a 14-footer, but a difficult putt nevertheless. This putt is going to break quite a bit, and he'll have to putt above that little bit of a shoulder off the green. So these are never the easiest putts to make.
I think it's just shows how well these greens are kept, that the players are trusting their putters from even off, literally the collar or shoulder of the greens. They're picking up the flat stick. So yeah, I mean, from the time we've come on air, it's been really impressive to see how well these greens are kept pretty true. But on occasion, I think the players just undercooking it a little bit, as we saw Ajitesh do just now.
Yeah, these are really difficult putts to hold when you're putting up a level and then sort of goes a little downhill. Just to try and calibrate the speed and line is no easy task. See what Saptak is doing is replacing his marker, or appears to be. Sometimes players mark their ball one putter length or two on the other side so it doesn't impede the other player's intended line. Obviously, that's a rule change. It's been almost 100 years, maybe 150 years. Previously, you couldn't quite mark the ball on the green, and you'd have to putt or chip over the other player's ball. Maybe even more than 150 years. That was there was a term for it. I'm not quite not sure what it was called. Pretty similar to snooker. I forget the term.
One of them, of course, is snook, and the other one is balk. So, which one are you looking for?
Can't quite remember if it's stymied or if that was a term, but it used to happen a lot back in the day. But of course, the rules have changed. Vishesh Sharma now. Let's see if you can get this putt in the hole. That looks like it's going to miss on the lower side.
It's quite amazing to see this many putts stop short of the hole. I mean, it's one you would expect at least, to at least cross the flag. But we've seen this happen time and again. Ajitesh Sandhu just before him on this hole itself, Rashid Khan, Angad Chima on the hole before that, even Shubhanker Sharma. So it's this maybe the players putting a little too much premium on the number they have been given about green speeds.
Yeah, I was just looking. Google gives you all the answers. It was indeed stymie. It was a former match play rule where a player's ball on the green could block an opponent's line to the hole without being marked or lifted. It was changed in 1952.
As if golf wasn't hard enough anyway. Yeah. You actually go and try and block your opponent. Wow, that's.
Do you think that this putt would be a little easier for Saptak, having seen Ajitesh's putt from a similar line?
Let's just see how it rolls out.
Would have learned a thing or two about speed and line, having seen Ajitesh putt off a similar. And yes, he was indeed a lot more aggressive than Ajitesh, who left it about a foot short.
What is that you mentioned about? What is that? High and wandering. What your dad used to tell you?
Never up, never in. That's what
never up, never in. So
a few of the things that I can obviously mention on air. The other ones that I often heard from him were very colorful, especially when he would accompany me to golf.
That gives you a little bit of golf wisdom right there, folks. All of those listening in and are either golfers, intending golfers. As Shaurya was trying to push you into playing some golf, do take note. He and Rahul, my commentators, have plied their trade as players. Rahul Bajaj, of course, now a noted coach. So, yeah, there's words of wisdom coming your way from these two gentlemen along with me in the comm box.
No, but I really do feel that, you must watch the broadcast and spread the word, but also try and pick up the game. And if you need any pointers, please do reach out to us on Instagram, on our handles. It's very easy. Normally, it's our name and our name with the suffix golf. Mohammad Azhar now underway on hole number 18, playing it as a traditional three-shot hole. He doesn't quite have the firepower to get there, and true, not one of the longest hitters. It really does require two bludgeon blows to get here on this green. This is Tanapat Pichakul. And hitting a brilliant shot, settling around 10 feet left of the flag. Pretty similar wind. Probably an easier flag as compared to yesterday. If you're to attack, you don't really need to take that hazard on. But of course, you need a good drive if you are to try and attack this flag. Honey now. The fact that he's also hitting his third shows you that this hole is definitely playing long. Would be interesting to note how the leader group fares today.
I mean, just the distance is intimidating, but it was credit to Shubhankar and Vishesh Sharma. Yesterday they went for broke and pretty much found Shubhankar, of course, on the green, and Vishesh just off it in the bunker.
Angad Chima, another beautiful shot by Angad. He's at second position, 17 under par, wants to cement that. Mind you, it's not just the winner this week. Everybody else who's made the cut has a lot to play for. The world ranking points, the hefty prize fund, 1 CR. The winner gets about 15, the second place position, 10 lakh and then some. So, you go back as a rich man, I tell you.
So our leader on screen now, Shubhankar Sharma, 24 under par. His second shot on the par for 17th.
Coming out of the intermediate cut, this will have a tendency to fly a little further than normally the ball would. Let's see if he's been able to control the flight. And look at that. He's been able to spin it from there as well. So, that's the same point that I was talking about earlier, is that the quality of the strike that Shubhankar delivers each and every time is just top drawer, to be honest.
I mean, just take another look at that. If the camera pans back to where the balls are, Shaurya, it's a tribute to all three of them, I would say. You take a medium-sized towel, and you can cover all the three balls on that. That is the quality of shot making will be evident to you in a minute. As the camera pans, you go all the three balls. Literally, there you go. It's not a medium-sized towel, certainly a large, a decent-sized beach towel will cover all the three balls. Beautifully placed, great approach shots by this lead group. Shubhankar on 24 under par. Angad Chima second by himself, 17 under par, and Rashid Khan in the lime green, sharing second place with Hyderabad's very own Mohammad Azhar.
Now this is the final group, ladies and gentlemen, on hole number 17. We also want to take a second to thank our tour partners, DP World, the premier logistics company in the world, making it all happen. They have presence across so many sports and great benefactor of sports the world over. And it's been a shot in the arm for the Professional Golf Tour of India to now be the DP World Professional Golf Tour of India. And Axis Bank, Campa, Enolite, Amul, Golf Plus, Golf Design India, and Kalyani. As I say, it takes a village to make it happen, and those are some of the pillars of our success. And of course, the greenskeeping staff here and everybody else at Boulder Hills Golf Club, who's given this magnificent canvas to the players. And like Michelangelo, Shubhankar has painted a timeless masterpiece this week. Now Angad Chima to get to 18 under par. You often get overshadowed when one player is playing so well, but spare a thought for Angad Chima. He's been in blistering form as well. He's shot 4 under, 3 under, 6 under, and today he's 4 under, so can't really fault him. You can just doff your hat to Shubhankar Sharma. Sometimes you just come up against a force that can't quite be moved.
I think you look at it from both sides, Shaurya. Both. We'll wait for Angad to finish his putt, then we'll go back to that point. He's the first, of course, in this lead group to putt on the par 4 17th, looking to cement second place. Oh, it's leaving it on the high side. Didn't turn as much as he thought it would, but it's given those along with him a good read of how much the hole will break or not break in this case. And going back to that point of Shubhankar's presence, I think it works both ways. The fact that his presence is a big boost for the quality of the field, certainly because he's a regular on the DP World Tour. And the fact that he's coming back to his home tour to play, an event once, and he doesn't do it very often. Last came quite a few years ago, so it's good to see him here. And conversely, for him to walk away from an event like this with a win can only help him. So it's a win-win for both sides. His presence lifting the overall quality of the field, and for him personally to get what could be the most favorable of results.
Rashid Khan now. Let's see if the putter finally. Oh no! This is. I feel for Rashid Khan. He's been really good for almost the last 6-8 months. Just somehow the putter has let him down on the final day. It's worked pretty well on the first 3 days. Maybe a little bit of trying too hard maybe on the final day.
Really, I just go back to the term I used a few days ago. I mean, he's been so good tee to green, but it's just on the putting surface that things have just not worked out the way Rashid would have wanted. I mean, he's had 3 birdie putts in a row. I mean, right here in front of us, and each one of them is let them by. So Shubhankar now looking to increase his lead even further. Currently on 24 under par.
A birdie putt for Shubhankar, and there he's not done yet. He's not satisfied just by winning. He wants to win in dominant fashion. He's reached 25 under par, mind you, ladies and gentlemen. That is one of the lowest totals ever on the Professional Golf Tour of India by DP World. In fact, we're just checking our records that this is indeed the lowest total without preferred lie, because this week the conditions have been immaculate. There's been no requirement. So he's setting a new record for the lowest 4-day total on the DP World PGTI. Congratulations to Shubhankar. What a player. Angachima. I'm most interested to see what happens on hole number 18. Angachima, of course, can get there and do. Rashid Khan, he has a penchant for hitting those high draws that hit the surface and then hit the ground running. So he can also get...
Delivering golf anywhere you can imagine. That's smart logistics to a T.
झूलता उछलता है, दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है, आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया, अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया.
Final rights of the inaugural 1 crore rupee Boulders Classic at the Boulder Hills Golf and Country Club in Hyderabad. Our event leader on screen now has just picked up a shot. Shubhankar Sharma, 25 under par. And as Shaurya Singh just informed you, probably the largest
Shubhankar Sharma
score in relation to par ever in a winning cause.
Now let's see this drive, if he's going to give it everything. Does he try and hit it hard enough to have an opportunity to get there in two? Yes, that was an aggressive swing, no doubt. Let's see where that ball goes. A lot of hang time, hits the ground running and gets some roll, but because he hits the flight so high, Shubhankar really doesn't get a lot of roll. It's a lot of carry in that. Maybe he just got about 30 yards roll at most. So you talk about 292, 93 that he carries it with the wind, about a 300 carry, 30 yards. So that ball is about 330. He would still have at least, even if he's cut the holes angle a little bit, 300 yards to the flag.
But didn't seem to matter to him at all yesterday. Sorry, if you remember, you and I were commentating on when he hit the green with his second shot, and it was something like 290, if I remember, you called it.
Now, Angad has the ability of hitting those chasers. Let's see if he's going to hit that lower ball flight that can really chase up. And the wind is picked up somewhat. You can see the leaves in the foreground are rustling. The wind is from the players' right. So you want to leave it on the right, utilize the wind, turn it over. Have to make the ball bound off the surface. That has done that, and that will settle in the first cut. Now that might would dictate the next shot. Let's see if he has gotten a favorable line. Now Rashid Khan doesn't amble about at all. Maybe it takes all of 10 seconds. You're out 40 and then 30, but he barely takes about 5 or 7 seconds, and let's go. Underway on 18, and that has leaked a little bit to the right, and a favorable last kick might have an opportunity. It's going to be quite interesting to note what these players do. And while we are here at the final hole, let's also have a look at some of the scores today. Of course, the pick of the litter was Manu Gandas, 8 under par today. And then you have Harman Sachdeva, 6 under par. We have Abhinav Lohan, Mr. Consistency, with a 4 under par today. Kalin Joshi, the winner of the previous week in Fine Fettle, finishing at 10 under par and a 5 under par today. And Mohammad Azhar, the man who's made 2 eagles on his scorecard at 17 under par.
Makes it a two-way tie for second place now. Azhar finishing off his day with a birdie, joining Angad Chiman 17 under par. And this is the last but one group. Saptak Talwar on screen now. DP World PGTI Order of Merit leader as things stand. He'll certainly swell his season's earnings by a substantial amount. The others around him, ahead of him, will also benefit by proportionally larger numbers. And going back to those tee shots, I think Rashid has actually found the cart path to the right of the fairway, which would give him certain degree of relief. It's a long drive for sure.
They're both in the first cut, but sometimes that can also work in your favor if the ball is a little propped up. The ball goes further from the first cut. You're able to get a little more club onto the ball if it's suspended in the first cut. And they both have that speed that they can actually get a little bit of shaft lane going. And that's what is required. While we have a look at Saptak Talwar here at hole number 18. The final hole, ladies and gentlemen, it's taken a while for us to get here, but it's been an exhilarating journey. Saptak also on the dance floor. So one of the longer hitters in India. as a penchant for reeling off long drives and making a ton of birdies. Seems like the perfect recipe for building a great career. Saptak Talwar, ladies and gentlemen, who is currently at 10 under par. This is for him to get to 12 under par, and that would be good enough for tied ninth. But leaves it rather short, and that's another 6 foot. A lot of work left for his birdie. This hole really playing to its entirety of its length. The flag also in the back half of the green. The yardages, mind you, for all our viewers, are measured to the center of the green from the back of the tee. So as the flag gets further behind, the hole ends up getting a little longer.
Vishesh Sharma now on screen. Young man from Hyderabad, 19 years of age, has certainly caught everybody's eye and attention. Not at the best of days, but playing level par on this final day on 13 under par has given him a fair spot on the finishing. But he will be putting for a bird.
Vishesh, this would be to cap off a brilliant week for the young man. Currently in tied 6th position. And unfortunately, he would not be able to get into the top 5 positions, which would give him a few world ranking points. So that opportunity would go a begging. But nevertheless, a fantastic week for the young man. He's really making a name for himself, playing alongside the best in the business and producing some fine golf. So congratulations to Vishesh on a week well done.
Vishesh, of course, already has one top 10 finish this year at the Indorama Ventures Open back in last month. So, but this will probably be his best finish. Currently in a share of 6th place on 13 under par. Ajitesh Sandhu, a few places up the road.
Fairly makeable putt for Ajitesh. Would break from his right. And he gets it. Ajitesh Sandhu would now move to 16 under par. And that would mean that himself and Rashid Khan will be joint tied 4th. A welcome finish for Ajitesh. He plays a lot of golf internationally. This would give him a few world ranking points. Well done. A good week for Ajitesh as well here in Hyderabad. It's been a great inaugural event from all aspects. We've seen the 2 big stars, Shubhanker and Yuvraj Sandhu, be here on the weekend. And of course, Shubhanker showcasing his talent. Saptak Talwar now to finish the week in style with a birdie putt. He appears to be set up for a left to right putt here on 18th. From our vantage point, it doesn't look that it would break that much, but we'll soon find out. Oh, it indeed does. There's a lot of break, and I guess unbeknownst to the player and us, we were both flummoxed. At times that can be because of the grain as well. Saptak Talwar ends the week with a par. and he would finish 10 under par for the week, and that would mean he would be in 12th position and improve and increase the margin of his lead on the DP World PGTI. He's number one player this year, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, now setting the stage for the final group. It's going to be interesting to note. Seems like Shubhanker has taken out 9, is going with the cautious approach. Rather, this is his third shot, so he's already laid up. Didn't go for the green in 2. Shows you that this not easy to get there in 2 unless you get a perfect lie and drive. So took the prudent approach. Now we'll try and make 4 the old-fashioned way.
Don't see any percentage in him taking any risks at this point in time. Just finish things off. Wrap up the wind with a nice ribbon, so to say.
Can easily make a birdie from here as a really good wedge play. And that ball is about 15 feet left of the flag. Good shot by Shubhankar. I think I'm quite certain the others would have laid up as well. Masterful desire on this hole. Really does tempt the players to go for it, but of course, if you are to go for it, then you have to be exacting. Angachima is also laid up, so it shows you that this, yesterday the shots by Vishesh and Shubhankar were quite something to get there into, and of course Saptak, sublime shot on hole number 18 by Saptak Talwar. Angachima. Start this to the right and let the wind get it back to the flag. And what a golf shot, Angachima. What a brilliant golf shot by Angad. Inches from going in the hole. Saving the best for last. And currently he's tied for second alongside Mohammad Azhar, who's shot a brilliant 7 under par. And it appears that he should be able to make birdie and move into solo second. That'd be a brilliant finish for young Angad. Rashid Khan on hole number 18 now.
But everyone, I think, just opting for the sensible approach here rather than too much flash and dash.
That's another really good shot. Getting to about 7 feet off the flag. Rashid Khan. So all 3 players safely on the green. Of course, now this would be quite the walk for Shubhankar. You can see the members are there as well. It's always good to venture to new places and have tournaments. And I think this event has been a resounding success, and the tour will come back here time after time for the Boulders Classic. I hope you enjoyed our broadcast, and we always love to hear from you. We are live on all social media outlets, Facebook, Instagram, you name it, we have it. And yes, of course, if you do like to learn a little bit more about golf, do follow us. You can go to www.pgtofindia.com. And of course, if you want to learn a little bit about golf, then Rahul Bajaj is on social media as well. Or I don't know what what I would be teaching you, but of course, please do leave us a few thoughts and comments, and we'll try and make the coverage more entertaining for you year after year. Shubhanker Sharma, you can see that he's definitely entertained the crowd, and he's been a gladiator this week as wielded his weapons with great aplomb. Yeah,
But also, I'm sorry, what I was just going to say, it's good to see the interactivity, just like you were suggesting, our viewers to call us back or send in questions, and someone indeed has, more than one. So please do keep them coming in. We will address them as and when possible. And yes, closing stages of this event, this inaugural, and what will be a long-awaited win for Shubhankar Sharma on screen now.
Of course, I think, more events like this will add to the depth on tour, and our international stars coming back to support the tour. It just elevates everyone. As I say, you always need to keep your weapons ready, sharpen the knives. And Shubhankar Sharma, of course, is one who brought the guns out this week, 25 under par. And he's blown everybody else out of the water, to be honest. 8 short already, the margin. Can he make it a 9 short victory? It would be a big motivator for the rest of the field. Shubhankar Sharma to win this tournament by 9 shots, but not to be. That would be his short putt to try and win this tournament by a hefty margin of 8 strokes. Brilliant drone work as well. Shubhankar Sharma started off with a 6 under par and never looked back. Just shows you that his consistency, being able to deliver high performance day in after day. So he's definitely going to take this performance, learn from it, and go to greater strengths back on the DP World Tour. Rashid Khan will be playing a lot more on the Asian Tour this year. 16 under par. Let's see if the putter is finally going to listen to the master, Rashid Khan. And yes, finally, a little bit of mercy by the putter to its owner, and a birdie for Rashid Khan to get to 17 under par. Currently, that would be good enough for a second place position outside Mohammad Azhar and Angachima.
At long last, there's 4 holes in a row. He's given himself looks at birdies, and must be a huge sigh of relief. Angad Chima now on screen. Currently in a tie for second place, along with Mohammad Azhar, who had a stunning final run of 7 under par for the day.
Angachima. That was quite an approach shot by Angachima. Playing this hole as a 3-shotter. It's a very important putt, all things considered. He's currently in a 3-way tie. He wants to be able to break out of that group. That will mean a lot more world ranking points and also prize money. This putt will break ever so slightly from the right, barely so. Maybe a thimble. And unfortunately, he's missed it. And so the similar thing happened to Saptak. So there is something that is unbeknownst to the player that throws the ball the other way. So unfortunately, Angad would not be able to capitalize on that. And now, of course, Shubhankar Sharma, moment that we've all been waiting for. He's built an impregnable lead akin to the Golconda Fort. And he's really played stellar golf. He's soon to be crowned the first champion of the Boulders Classic. Dare I say, the Nizam of the Boulders Classic. Shubhankar Sharma, 25 under par. And this to seal the deal with a wide berth of 8 shots. A chasm between himself and the second placed players. And ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Your champion for the Boulders Classic is Shubhankar Sharma, back in the winner's circle after 8 years, 8 long years. He went around the world and then come back to Mother India to win once again. What a player. He is going to relish this and remember it for ages. And I'm certain that this will spur him on on to greater things. Congratulations, Shubhankar. Take a bow.
And good to see some amber fluid being poured instead of the anodyne water or Sprite or whatever the rubbish they do otherwise. So yeah, wonderful. This is the way to celebrate. You've done something really exceptional. Celebrate it in the correct way. Well done to Shubhankar Sharma, and welcome back to the winner's circle after a long, long time. This is the sort of thing that Indian golf really needs to raise his presence, maybe a little more often, more regularly on the Indian at home. Would also give the domestic tour a target to look at the where they need to reach to be consistent and be regular on the international tours. So great. This is a win-win situation for everybody, of course, to start with Shubhankar Sharma. So congratulations once again to this young man. He's been a fine ambassador of Indian golf on international stages. Remember, played all the majors over the years. At one time was the youngest Indian to have played the Open. And to the rest, this is what you need to be doing. This is the level of golf you need to be playing to compete and succeed at the very top level. So good stuff. I'm so happy to see this happen. And congratulations to not just him, to the others around as well, finishing in the top, all of up and down the leaderboard.
Brilliant play and a great first event here. The request is please stay with us as we will soon take you to a wrap and the post-match show.
Well, while we get to the post-match show, 25 under par by Shubhankar Sharma is also now the lowest winning total on the DP World PGTI. This is a record in itself. And of course, we have thoroughly enjoyed watching all the golf over the past 4 days with rounds of 66, 66, 64 and 5 under par 67 on the final day to finish with a total of 25 under par. But some scintillating playing is what we have seen. We've had Mohammad Azhar finish up with that 7 under par. We had a superb round today by Manu Gandas to just about get himself into the top 10 of this leaderboard at 11 under. And his round today was 8 under par. And of course, we've seen the trio, Mohammad Azhar, Rashid Khan and Angad Chima finishing at second position. So all the players tried to separate themselves, but they seem to be liking their company. And as we now shortly are going to be moving towards a little tete-a-tete on the golf course, while we get a look at the leaderboard.
Well, there you go. That's the story of the inaugural Boulders Classic. It was written all about Shubhankar Sharma breaking an 8-year-long title drought. Joining me is Ankur Chadha, who is the PGTI player liaison and, of course, a former professional golfer himself. And Ankur, like I said, you know, it was all about Shubhankar on day 3 and day 4 both. But at the end of the day, I think it was all about by how much margin is he going to claim the title.
Yeah, I mean, this just tells you about the caliber of the player, right? And his class. He's a proven champion on the international stage. And even though we had like a really strong field this week with past order of merit champions like Yuvraj and Rashid, he just blew away the competition. Just very, very clinical in his performance this week, Shubhankar.
Yeah, we were all, in fact, when we were doing the preview show as well earlier in the day, we were all, sort of had an understanding that this tournament is going Shubhankar's way. Perhaps somewhere a plot twist could have come into place. There was good competition, but then not anywhere close. Can you put into context the gap between Shubhankar and the others on the leaderboard?
I mean, obviously, like, you know, any event Shubhankar is playing, especially on the DP World PGTI, he's going to be a fan favorite to win. and yeah, in an 8-shot victory margin, I mean, that's no small feat. And he had like some pretty solid players chasing him, Angad Chima. Then you had Mohammad Azhar, who's been playing some really good golf. He shot a 6 under.
Right.
But, a 7-shot deficit, the margin, the lead he had over 3 days, very hard to catch, especially when you shoot like 5-6 under on the last day. I mean, it was impossible for somebody to win, I feel.
Well, Ankur, the kind of icon that Shubhankar is and the kind of importance that these players have really on youngsters also and inspiring them and giving them the tips, of course, on the course on how to make it big. He has also, for himself, ended a long title drought. You know him personally as well. You all have played together, I think, from childhood as well. You have, experience playing with each other. Just give us a sense of how important this title is really for Shubhankar personally.
I think this is winning on any tour does a world of good to your confidence, right? And I think after he has a week off and then he's gonna go compete on the DP World Tour. So this is gonna be a great boost for his confidence. And yeah, I mean he's an amazing guy, works really hard, and very happy for him that he could get this win.
And what is his rapport with the youngsters on the course? Have you seen him interact a lot with them? What sort of interactions happen on the course?
So we actually had a golf clinic yesterday for some juniors and the club members, and it was nice. It was very nice of him. After a long day in the sun, he came, gave a golf clinic. He gave some nice, valuable tips to the juniors. So yeah, that way he's always been a great guy. He loves giving back to the game in whichever way he can. And I think one of the nicest qualities about him is that he's still the same person he used to be before before all this success came his way.
Right.
So yeah, overall A1 guy.
Always good to hear that for an iconic player like Shubhankar Sharma. Now, if we talk about this particular venue, this golf course, the Boulders Classic, we are having an inaugural edition here on the DP World PGTI. Overall, the scores were really high. So, can you just give us a word on the course? What is your impression of it and the feedback that you are getting from the golfers here?
So yes, this is the first time a professional event's being held here, and actually it's a very, very nice layout. And the thing here is what I figured out was the tee shots are key. So if you can manage to be in position of the tee box, you have a lot of scoring opportunities, and that's what we saw from the scoring this week. But if you're a little erratic and errant of the tee, this course can come and bite you. And I think another reason, the wind was slightly down this week, so that's why the scoring went as low as it did. But overall, a good championship track, and we hope we can come back here next year and do another event.
Well, we definitely enjoyed the action here at the inaugural edition of Boulders Classic, and I hope you all enjoyed as well. And I know that all of you are now waiting to hear from the champion, the title winner, Shubhankar Sharma, which we will be getting you shortly. For the moment, Ankur, thank you so much for joining us on this show.
Thank you.
For our viewers, let's run you through the highlights of the tournament, and of course, on the other side of a short break, I'll join you with the presentation ceremony.
Well, one of the highlights surely over here is the looks, the beauty of this golf course, the Boulder Hills Golf and Country Club here in Hyderabad. It's been an absolutely fantastic week here at the inaugural Boulders Classic, played here for a prize purse of 1 crore rupees. Shubhankar Sharma has led and won this tournament on all days, 25 under par, a record.
Delivering golf anywhere you can imagine. That's smart logistics to a T.
I'm sorry, sir. My mistake.
पर हम भी जिद्दी है.
मुश्किल खड़ी है, खोले सीना, सामने एक चट्टान है, मेरी जिद का बोले पसीना, चट्टानों के अंदर आसमान है, जिद कैंपा वाली, जिद है जिद कैंपा वाली, जिद है जिद कैंपा वाली, जिद.
Presenting the expertise of wealth management with the power of a bank.
Sharma, young Vishesh Sharma, local lad from Hyderabad with a top 10 finish. Tie for 6th position for him this week at 13 under par. And the ever cool Ajitesh Sandhu. There we have it. Absolutely perfectly on speed. Angad Chima, brilliant display of golfing this week. 68, 69, 66 and another 68 to finish at 17 under par, second position, tied alongside Mohammad Azhar and Khan. Saptak Talwar had a tough day out there, and that certainly was an emotive display of that. Angad Chima for a birdie putt over here. Rolls that one in absolutely beautifully. Big curling putt. Shubhanker Sharma with the only blemish that he had today on the 12th hole, where he hit it on the left side of the fairway and had to take a penalty drop. Came out with a bogey with that. Angad Chima displaying the artistry from way off the green using the flat stick. Vishesh Sharma cleaning up over here. Talwar, just the way the day has been for him, the sigh of relief was catching the hole there. Shubhankar Sharma, a man, just couldn't stop himself from making birdies this week. Rashid Khan. Shubhankar. There have been a lot of birdies, lots of eagles this week here at the Boulder Hills Golf and Country Club. It's been an absolutely fantastic week for the players. 11 was the speed of the greens throughout the week. Very receptive greens, and that has made scoring an absolutely fun tournament over here at this venue. Shubhankar Sharma with one of the many putts he holed today. On the 18th, last and final hole, the par 5, a long par 5, 640 odd yards. Pumps that one right in the fairway and moving just off it. There we have Rashid Khan on the 18th hole. Finds that birdie to sneak himself into a tie for the second. A little bit of encouragement from Shubhankar, and this was Angad Chima's separator putt, the putt that could have separated him from the rest of the two players whom he's tied alongside with now, and this was Shubhankar Sharma's final putt to finish with a par on the last hole, and that is now all of the spray off the amber, as Mr. Banerjee just stated a few moments ago. And brilliant golfing this week here as we now move into the prize presentation of this tournament.
Yes, certainly, Rahul. It was absolute. I have said it earlier and I say it again, but this needs to have more of Shubhankar's presence at home once in maybe 2 years to really.
Delivering golf anywhere you can imagine. That's smart logistics to a T.
I'm sorry, sir. My mistake.
पर हम भी जिद्दी है।
मुश्किल खड़ी है, खोले सीना, सामने चट्टान है, मेरी जिद का बोले पसीना, चट्टानों के अंदर आसमान है। जिद क्या पावाली, जिद क्या पावाली, जिद क्या पावाली, जिद।
Delivering golf anywhere you can imagine. That's smart logistics to a T.
उछलता है, दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है, आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया, अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया।
Presenting the expertise of wealth management with the power of a bank.
Delivering golf anywhere you can imagine. That's smart logistics to a T.
I'm sorry, sir. My mistake.
पर हम भी जिद्दी है।
मुश्किल खड़ी है, खोले सीना, सामने चट्टान है, मेरी जिद का बोले पसीना, चट्टानों के अंदर आसमान है, जिद क्या बावाली, जिद क्या बावाली, जिद क्या बावाली, जिद।
पढ़ता है, खेलता है, झूलता उछलता है, दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है, आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया, अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया।
Presenting the expertise of wealth management with the power of a bank.
Hello, everyone. We welcome you all to the prize distribution ceremony of the inaugural Boulders Classic. The DP World PGTI was delighted to make its debut at the magnificent Boulder Hills Golf and Country Club. The cut went at even par 144. The tournament featured top-class performances by the likes of Shubhanker Sharma, Vishesh Sharma, Vinay Kumar Yadav, Mohammad Azhar, Divyanshu Bajaj, Hani Besoya, Manu Gandas, Angad Chima, Rashid Khan and Ajitesh Sandhu, to name a few. At the end, we had the most consistent performer come through as the champion of the inaugural edition of Boulders Classic. Now, for the prize presentation ceremony, I'd like to call on stage our dignitaries, starting with Mr. Vikas Singh, Chief Business Officer, DP World PGTI. Please join me on stage. Also, Dr. NRN Reddy, President and CEO, T-Golf Alliance and O&M partner, Boulder Hills Golf and Country Club. Welcome, sir. I'd also like to call on stage Mr. Madhusudan Rao, CFO and Business Head, MR Properties, Hyderabad. And Mr. Harish Mutiala Chetty, Chief Marketing Officer of Casa Grande. Okay, I think he will be joining us in a bit. Let's begin with the presentation ceremony, but before that, I'm going to request Dr. NRN Reddy to kindly make the opening address.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm very happy that the debutant Boulders Classic, the concept which we conceptualized about 3 to 4 months back has come to fruition, and I'm happy to see all the golfing talent from the country and overseas actively participating, and with so much of intense competition we have seen. We will continue this Boulders Classic year on year, making better and better. This is the first time we are hosting this important tournament here, and we thank DP World PGTI for choosing this course and coming forward to associate with us, and this association will continue, sir. And by hearty congratulations for all the winners and all the participants. I'm sure all of you must have enjoyed this course. This is unique course in the country which everybody compliments, and we get to know, we hear a lot of compliments about this. And I'm sure all the members, all the participants would have enjoyed this course. We'll make this course better and better. We'll look forward to seeing you again and again. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Reddy. Next, I'm going to request Mr. Madhusudan Rao to kindly share his thoughts with us.
Good afternoon, golfers, ladies and gentlemen. So we are very happy to host this DP World PGTI tournament, and I think everyone felt that this is a very different and difficult and unique golf course where I think a lot of people have struggled to play here, and the fantabulous performance given by the players is amazing, and we hope we will host these kind of events continuously, and we wanted to improve this golf course on month-on-month basis, and all the best to the golfers. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rao. And next, I'd like to request Mr. Vikas Singh to please address the gathering.
Thank you, Preeti. What a spectacular week of golf we have had this week. With some exceptional performances, it only shows the depth and character on PGTI. Angad, Rashid, Vishesh, you all played exceptionally well. And of course, our champion, Shubhankar, you have set new benchmarks. This is your first event on the calendar, and you have sealed the victory in a convincing manner. Hats off to you. There's a lot to learn. A lot of people in India look up to you. You're an aspiration to them. This is our 9th event on the PGTI calendar, and we have 9 different winners. So that shows the depth. You know, anyone amongst us can pull up a victory. Just on the given day, anybody can pull out. So that's the strength, the depth on the DP World PGTI. Coming back to our sponsors, I'm grateful to Dr. N.R.N. Reddy from Boulder Hills, Mr. Madhusudan Rao from MR, Mr. Harish from Casa Grande for joining us this week, making the event look seamless. Special acknowledgement to DP World PGTI. They have come on board this year as our title partner, and their support keeps us elevate the standard and bar of golf in the country. I would also like to acknowledge there are a lot goes behind the scenes, people who don't get the spotlight, entire team of Boulder Hills, starting from Mr. Papi Reddy, Prashant, Tarun, Lalit, Shravan, my entire PGTI team. They have been working week after week. So let's give a great round of applause to everybody. Thank you to the entire media, ABP, Doordarshan, Waves, for a great coverage. It completely on the media who gives us so great coverage that there is something except cricket in the country. So entire print media here, thank you so very much. And we'll definitely look forward to seeing you next year with a bigger and better version. Thank you.
Thank you, Vikas. Now, before we go on to introduce the winner to you all, we had a media putting contest. So we'd first like to announce the prizes for that. The media putting contest here at Boulder Hills happened today. And let's get you the top 3 performers on the stage. For that, I'd request Mr. Madhusudan Rao to kindly present the winners their prizes. Tied second, Moses Kondetti from Deccan Chronicle. Can I please request you to join us on stage? We had 2 tied second in the media putting contest. So Moses Kondetti from Deccan Chronicle coming up to take his prize. Congratulations. Can we please give a big hand? Thank you. Also tied second is Raj Kumar Pandey. Can I invite you on stage to please take your prize? Okay, so in that case, we'll now move on to the winner of the media putting contest. That is Shiva Krishna Gundra from Times of India. Congratulations, Shiva. Okay. Well, that's Raj Kumar Pandey for the tied second, and after that I'll announce the winner to come up, and that is Shiva Krishna Gundra. Apologies for that little confusion there. Please come. Congratulations, Shiva. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this week, one of the big achievements on the golf course was the setting of the new course record. Hani Besoya takes the honors for setting the course record of 8 under 64 during round 2. Hani broke the course record of 65, which was set by Vishesh Sharma in round 1. Shubhanker Sharma and Manu Gandas also matched the score of 64 later on, but the first to shoot 64 was Hani Besoya. So please come on stage as you earn yourself the prize of 1 lakh rupees for the effort. Dr. N.R.N. Reddy, if I can request you to kindly present the check to Hani Besoya for that fantastic achievement. Congratulations once again. So that's the prize for the course record for Hani Besoya. All right, now I'm going to request Mr. Harish Mutiala Chetty to please present the runners-up prize. And we had 3 joint runners-up. I'm going to call them one by one, all having a score of 17 under 271. So first on stage, can I please call Mohammad Azhar? Please join us on stage. We have 3 joint runners-up. Mohammad Azhar, the first one to come and take his prize. And I'm going to call the other 2 as well at the same time, Angad Chima and Rashid Khan, the 3 joint runners-up. All having a score of 17 under 271. Both of you please join us on the stage. Congratulations to all 3 of you. Once again, can we have a big round of applause? The 3 joint runners-up with us here. Congratulations, Azhar, Angad and Rashid for your efforts. Thank you very much. And now, I'm going to request Dr. N.R.N. Reddy and Mr. Madhusudan Rao to kindly jointly present the winner's prize that goes to Shubhankar Sharma. A fabulous score of 25 under 263. Ladies and gentlemen, it is also the new record for the lowest winning total on the DP World PGTI. Shubhankar Sharma there getting the trophy. And of course, he will be presented with the winner's check worth 15 lakh rupees. There you go, we have the winner with the trophy and his check. Many congratulations, Shubhankar. Once again, I'd like to say that under 25 is the new record for the lowest winning total on the DP World PGTI. Okay, with the photo ops done, I'm going to request our winner now for the customary winner's speech as well. There you go, Shubhankar. Please address the gathering.
Thank you. I think I'll keep it. Maybe it'll just fall down. Yes, yes, yes. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, friends. Really happy. I don't know what to say. Winning golf tournaments is really hard as professionals, and this is my first win in 8 years. Last time I won was in 2018 on the European Tour, so it's never easy to win, but I'm really happy that I could come back and win at home in front of friends, very close friends who I've grown up with. This has been the best week I've had probably in the last 4-5 years on and off the course. I mean, I've had good events abroad as well, but the amount of fun I've had with friends has been incredible. So thank you to all my supporters and my friends. I mean, I think this one's for them for sure. To my parents back home, you know, they've always supported me, and they're obviously very happy. To my coach, Jesse sir and Gurbaz back home, again, they've put in a lot of work with me. Most importantly, Boulder Hills Golf Club for their support. I know this is the inaugural event, but I'm sure we'll be back for many more. The course is incredible, and the greens, especially the last 2 days, were immaculate, sir. So thank you. To DP World, who's our umbrella sponsor, they are probably one of the biggest sponsors in golf worldwide, and it's incredible that they are part of the PGTI and our main sponsor, and all our other tour partners as well. Thank you. I mean, the one thing I want to say to all the players that's very important is I see so much talent on the PGTI. I would just request all the players to push themselves as much as possible. Don't settle for average. Don't settle for just winning a tournament. Set higher bars, higher standards for yourself. There is a lot of golf abroad. We have so many international players who play here now, but there's a lot of depth outside. But now the competition that we have on the PGTI and the skill level that we have on the PGTI is incredible. The only thing is push yourself, invest in yourself, and invest to go abroad and play qualifiers. That's how you will actually play well and play with the big boys outside. Don't get comfortable here. Use the PGTI, which is such a great platform, and now especially with DP World being the umbrella sponsor, to get on the main European Tour, which obviously there is a pathway. But go in the summer holidays when there are no tournaments here, invest in yourself, don't save money and sit at home. You want to play with the best, because I see there is so much talent and we can compete with the best in the world. So that is the only thing I'll say. But thank you, sir. Thank you again. I hope I'll come back and play more events this year. PGTI is always home and will always be home. Thank you.
And there's some more good news for Shubhankar. Dr. NRN Reddy has announced a 10-year complimentary membership for Shubhankar here at Boulder Hills. Congratulations on that as well. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us for the prize presentation. I would also like to extend our heartfelt thank you to all those who made this event possible. PGTI's umbrella partner, DP World, host venue, Boulder Hills Golf and Country Club, all event partners, T Golf Foundation, Casa Grande, Novotel, HICC, Fusion 9 and Artistry, Mr. Papi Reddy, GM, Boulder Hills Golf and Country Club, Mr. Prashant Reddy, Mr. Tarun and his entire team, Mr. Pavan from the operations, Mr. Lalit Joshi for the golf course, all the players, referees and officials, the media, of course, both print as well as TV, for supporting this event and coming out in large numbers throughout the week. Our tour partners, Amul, Axis Bank, Campa, Amrutanjan and Allied, Kalyani, Golf Plus Monthly and Golf Design India. Also a big thank you to ABP, Doordarshan and Waves OTT for their outstanding live telecast of the event. It's now time for us to say goodbye to our online and TV audiences and the players. We look forward to seeing you all next at the DP World Players Championship, which will be staged at the Classic Golf and Country Club in Haryana next week. For now, thank you so much for joining us on this telecast, and request all and everyone, including the media persons, to please join us for lunch.